Justice served in an honest fight. True crime tales till the verdict's right. Solving more than just trivial quests, where sentences rule at the defense rests.
Kind of helps if you turn your camera on, Jode. Howdy ho. Howdy hi. How y'all doing? It's Friday. Fantastic Friday, apparently. Probably for some. Another day for me. Ending in Y. Just saying. How are we all? Are we well rested? And ready for our next installment? Good morning, Tricia. Lovely for you to join us. Given this is your selection. See, I'm telepathic. I say hello before you even pop up. Yep. Wow. Day four. Now I think this one was a bit shorter than the rest of them. And I think we're still continuing on with the cross-examination of Kat. Is that right? The girlfriend? Or the ex-girlfriend, sorry. Yeah, yep. I'm just trying to work out what one to do next. I've got two that I wanted to present, but they one took a plea deal and the other one was on during Karen Reid, and they didn't, it wasn't like live stream, so I'll do that one up. I'll do both of them up as like a video, because there's only articles and bits and pieces reporting on them, so I'll make it interesting. You know me, I'll put something together. So I've got those two, but we're day 4. This is 8 days of trial. So I don't even know what's coming up. Like, I haven't even looked at the calendar to see what's Hey Jenny, how you doing? Welcome. Just I might actually have a look and see what's on the calendar, see what's coming up. What are we? The 21st of June. Oh, I wonder when Lisa Cunningham is coming up. Lisa Cunningham is an Australian woman from Adelaide who is on trial. She's the first woman to be on death row in Arizona. But I think they've taken the death penalty off the table now. I'll need to check the Bible and see where we're at with that. Because I know there was a couple of trials that I was watching, wanted to cover, but they've sort of been and gone. It's still the 20th there, yeah. Well, it is just here, just for another 7 minutes. And I did a quick. Oh, I need to get rid of some of my banners. I've got one that says, warning, expert dipstick attempts to robustly elicit testimony from a real expert. Brennan, that can go. And I will have a special guest next week. I just need to confirm the days or the day. And what other news? Oh, we need to go through and allocate the dipshit award for said trial. Yes. So I will do up the certificates, but the final tally, drum roll? No, we don't do drum rolls here because they smell. So the dipshit tally for today: Jen McCabe with 4, Kerry Roberts 2, Karen Reid 3, Gary Feller 1, Vinnie Politan 1, Brian Eggins 3, Bukaki 4, Dudson Squelcher 8, Shan Man Burgess 6, Kelly Dever 4, Judge Carnoni 14, and Hank Suck My Ballsack Brennan 9,129. Clear winner. Hey, Simmy. Yes, we're not doing any drum rolls here anymore. So we have a clear winner, and I'll take seconds. I'll pay second for that one. So Judge Cannelloni is second prize. So I shall add them today. I think that's Brennan's third. He's up there on the leaderboard. All right. Let's get into it, shall we? Oh, have you seen all the crap that's out there? Like what the? I will say though, just a bit of a shout out. Ian Runkle has Alessi and Yannetti interview tomorrow at 11 a.m. your time, if you're keen. Otherwise, John DePetro interviews the McAlberts. Yoo-hoo! Yep. That happened. Oh, there's a Proctor interview out there as well. Yeah, juror interviews. I think there's 2 jurors that have been interviewed. The shit. Oh, you know what I did get? I got a picture from inside the garage at 34 Fairview. Why did I send myself that many? Okay, JD, you're very thorough. I'll have to email that to myself and get back to it.
Good morning, everyone. My name is James Langer. I'm the digital content manager for Channel.
Thanks,
3.
James. Yep, lovely. Ooh. I haven't seen the jurors' interviews. Are they any good? Yeah.
Detective, good morning. If you're able to and believe you can safely and responsibly test.
Spoke to Tanya. She is getting there. She's on the mend, and her grandbaby is beautiful. She said to say hello.
Testify without a mask, that would be our preference, if you would. Thank you. And you can go ahead and pull the microphone up a little bit closer because the fans are on. Go ahead.
Good morning. Could you please state your name, both first and last, for the record?
He sounds like a chipmunk.
Elizabeth Allen, ELIZABETH, last name Allen, ALLEN.
How are you employed?
Directly in front.
I'm sorry, what?
How are you employed?
I'm a detective with the Dane County Sheriff's Office.
And were you employed in that capacity in July of 2021?
I was.
And during that time, did you at some point become assigned to go to property on Irwin Road in Cottage Grove, Wisconsin?
I did.
Okay. And when you first arrived on that property, what, if anything, were you assigned to do?
What, if anything?
Myself,
Really?
Detective Brent Baverstock and Detective Tim Blank
Brent
were doing a line
Baverstock?
search behind the shed where Chris and Dulce said they saw Chandler's vehicle. When we got to the property, we noticed what appeared to be fresh tire tracks as the weeds were kind of pushed down. So we did the line search where the tire tracks ended.
Yes.
And then once they ended, we went into the wooded area.
Me too.
And that's where Detective Baverstock found the torso.
And in the course of this investigation, you also came across some items that turned out to be of note.
Yes.
Detective, I'm going to show you what has been marked as exhibits 108 through exhibits 113. If you would look through those and then describe them generally as a group.
So exhibit
Yes,
108,
he has.
I'm looking at some oil drums, some overgrown brush, and a tree line.
Okay.
Exhibit 109, I'm looking into the oil drum, which was previously described in the first one. Exhibit 110 or 110, you're looking inside the oil drum and you can see a pair of scissors, a sharp blade, and also a handheld saw.
Ooh.
Exhibit 111, you can see the handles of a bolt cutter. Exhibit 1112, you can see the top of the bolt cutter. The handles are red and it appears to be a Craftsman brand. Exhibit 113, you again see an up close image of the blade saw, the scissors, and the handheld saw.
And did those all appear to be true and accurate photographs of what you observed?
Yes,
And the date you observed these, was that the 8th of July,
it was.
2021?
It was.
At this point, I would move exhibits 108 through 113 into evidence.
No objection.
They are received.
Detective, before I display these to the jury, these exhibits 108 through 113 to the jury, could you just we have a map here, exhibit 57, or not a map, I'm sorry, an aerial photo. Could you show where that oil drum was on that date and where you observed these items?
So here's the oil drum, and Detective Gaverstock and I were out on the property waiting for the cadaver dog. And while we were waiting, I noticed the triangle shape in the oil drum, and that's what prompted us to look inside of it.
And could you also point out where you observed those tire tracks?
Right here. Right beyond it.
Judge, if you could turn on the HDMI. Okay. Yep.
And they should appear on the computer monitor if it's turned on.
It is.
Okay. And I'm publishing exhibit 108. How would you describe that photo for the jury?
So that is the oil drum. And if you're looking at the picture to the right of it is the tree line. And in between the oil drum and the tree line is where the tire tracks were.
Exhibit 109, how would you describe exhibit 109?
So that is the triangle shape that I saw from the rusted oil drum.
Exhibit 110.
That's the inside view from the oil drum. You can see a pair of scissors, a saw blade, and a handheld saw with a blade attached.
Yeah.
Oops. All right, I'm going to skip, I guess, to exhibit 112.
That's again through the oil drum, and you can see the top of the bolt cutters, red handle, Craftsman brand.
And exhibit 113.
That again is through the oil drum, a pair of scissors, a saw blade, and the handheld saw blade, or with the saw attached.
And exhibit 111, the slide did not somehow make it into the PowerPoint, but could you describe that?
Yep,
photo
that's
to
the
jury?
handles of the bolt cutters, red handle, black grips.
Were these items that you observed in the oil drum collected in connection with the investigation?
They were.
Nothing further of this witness at this time.
Any cross-examination?
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Couple questions. Prior to July 8th, had you ever been to that Irwin Road address?
No,
And again, prior to July 8th, had you ever seen these items you found in that drum?
no.
That's all. Thank you.
Any redirect?
No.
May this witness be excused at this
They
time.
don't even bring the items
yes.
in?
Thank you, Detective. Have a good rest of your day.
Thank you, you too.
Attorney Brown.
So call Rich Bennett at this time.
And you can take down the screen if you, Your Honor.
Take a listen.
morning, sir. If you are able to safely and responsibly, it is appreciated if you could testify without a mask at this time. Thank you. Go ahead.
Good morning. Please state and spell your name for us.
Richard Bennett, Richardbennett.
And how are you employed, sir?
I'm sorry, what?
How are you employed?
With the Dane County Sheriff's Office as a detective
How long have you been a detective?
since May of 2021,
And how long have you been with the sheriff's office?
December 19th of 2005.
Were you assigned to various parts of the investigation, to the missing persons of Bart and Krista Halderson, and then later to the homicide of Bart and Krista Halderson?
Yes,
And it was one of your roles at times to be in contact with Mr. Halderson?
with,
I'll phrase it a different way. At times, had you made contact with Chandler Halderson?
yes,
Did he have your phone number?
yes,
At some point on the 8th of July, around 10:15 in the morning, did you receive a call that went to voicemail from Mr. Halderson?
I did.
And you've heard that call in preparation for today. Does that appear to be a USB drive in that envelope?
Yep, yes,
I'm showing you Exhibit 116. I would move 116 in evidence.
No objection.
It is received.
And was that call, the voicemail, excuse me, was that downloaded and placed into evidence in this case?
yes.
If it didn't move, I'll move 116 and 117 for the court record, and I'll move to display 116.
Very good. 117 may be received. I think that's the transcript.
No objection.
Just 1 second. Just to confirm the date and time, I think you answered yes, but it was July 8th at 10 in the morning, 10:15 or so.
Approximately, yes.
We're going to play that right now. And Judge, if we could have the HDMI left again.
Hi, my name is Chandler Halderson, and I haven't heard anything about my parents since, and I've heard everyone's been talking to my brother and not me. And I'd like to hear something. If you could give me a call back, my number is 920-838-4549. Thank you.
And was that the voicemail, sir?
Yes,
Did you in fact call him back, or did you not have that opportunity?
I did call him back.
Okay, and did you talk to him?
I did.
What did you talk about?
Similar to the content of the voicemail he left, he asked about updates and people speaking with his brother.
And what did you tell him?
I informed him that I did not have any additional updates based on any information that he'd probably already received from speaking with detectives the prior day.
Okay. Were you yourself the main assigned case detective at this point?
No.
No further questions.
Cross-examination?
Detective, before calling Chandler Halderson back, you knew in your mind you weren't going to tell him anything substantial, correct?
I knew that I didn't have any substantial information to provide to anybody.
He was a suspect at that time.
No, not to my knowledge.
So on July 8th, to your knowledge, he was not a suspect.
It was early in the morning at that point. No, I did not have any additional information from the night before.
Okay, thank you.
Any redirect?
No,
May this witness be excused?
he's excused.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank
Have a good rest of your day. And the next witness, please.
I'll call Brian Shunk back to the stand.
I've got the link up. I'll play it.
Do you have the-
Good morning, Detective. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about
Hey,
the
Elizabeth.
communication
how you
that we had
doing?
with Mr. Halderson at this point. I know you testified before.
Hey,
Just going to
Hey,
July
right.
8th.
How you doing?
So kind of the second full day of the investigation. The parents reported the day before missing. On the 8th, did you receive any calls from Chandler Halderson?
Yes, I received 3 telephone calls from Chandler.
And did you talk to him all 3 times?
Yes.
Approximately when was the first call that day?
The first call was at approximately 11:30 a.m.
And what, to your recollection, did you talk about with Mr. Halderson?
Mr. Halderson wanted to inform me that he had spoken to the news, the media, gave some interviews on that. I asked him if he had any further information for us that he may have provided to the media that we didn't have at that point, and he said he did not.
Approximately when was that call again?
That one, I believe, was approximately 11:30 a.m.
Was that
Oh,
recorded or not?
That was not.
The next call with Mr. Halderson, when was that?
That one, I believe, was approximately 1:30 p.m.
And what did you talk about at that time with Mr. Halderson?
Chandler told me that he had been searching around in his parents' bedroom, located a set of keys in his father's nightstand, the end table, that he believed were to the cabin. He told me that his brother Mitchell was on his way over to the Oak Springs home to grab those keys because Mitchell was going to drive up with his fiancee to the cabin to check it out.
And
Jenny's here
around this
too.
time you got this call, were you aware that Dane County had asked Langley County to assist in this investigation?
I was.
And what was the plan at that point? Were deputies from here going up there?
Yes, I told Mr. Halderson that we'd like to be in contact with Mitchell as we were going to be sending 2 members of the sheriff's office up to assist with the search.
I know.
I didn't want anybody going in or
Might
around
actually
the
email her
home
again.
without law enforcement present.
And was that call recorded?
It was not.
Did something happen between the second call and you said there were 3 calls and the third call that day that was important in the investigation?
Yes, we received information that Chandler Halderson was observed out at the farm in Cottage Grove near a wooded area. I also had just received, prior to the third call, information that torso was located in the area that Chandler Halderson was last seen.
In your mind and in the course of the investigation, is that the point where this became a homicide investigation for you versus a missing persons investigation?
Yes,
So the third call, when was that?
that one was approximately 3:30 p.m.
And was that call recorded?
That one was recorded.
And why was that one recorded in the prior two?
At that point, Chandler had called me. We found a torso in the location where he was observed. It appeared to be a male torso at that time. Chandler moved from a person of interest to a suspect at that point.
The deputies that you had sent up to Langley County at some point, was any action taken regarding those folks headed up to Langley County?
Yes, those members of the sheriff's office were part of our crime scene unit. We immediately called them and arranged for them to turn around and come back, as we now had an active crime scene.
So when we watched the Langley County video and they talked about Dane County turning around, that was,
I think she's
the
got
emphasis
some,
was you and that stage
must
of the
be some
investigation,
horrible family
whoever
shit
the
going on.
That was why.
The call that you recorded with Mr. Halderson, approximately what time was that again?
That was approximately 3:30 p.m. I believe 3:38.
I'm showing it's been marked as exhibit number 114. It's a USB drive, correct?
Oh,
Correct.
And this is the recorded call. You've had an opportunity to listen to this with Mr. Halderson.
Yes.
Move 114, 115 in evidence for court record.
No objection.
They are received.
Move to publish 114.
You may.
so I stay away from him. I think I'm addicted to mushroom cuppa soups. Is that bad?
A little confused. I got 2 squads parked right outside my house, and they're not really canvassing. They're just kind of sitting there.
Yeah,
everything all
waiting
right?
for you.
Yeah, I mean, they're in the area doing canvassing, and they're also probably doing a shift change right now, getting our second shift crew on around 3:30.
Oh, there's 4 now. Something going on that we need to know?
Well, they're probably doing reports. They're probably doing shift change. You know, they've been going around trying to get a hold of neighbors, so I'm wondering if they're in the area trying to catch people now that they're coming home from work. I'm not sure. I haven't talked to any of them in just a little while.
Bullshit.
Well, any news? My brother, I haven't heard from him.
No, as far as I know, they're still on their way up north. A couple hour drive, so he's probably halfway into it, right?
Yeah, I suppose about.
Yeah. Any news on your end at all? Have you gotten any phone calls, text
I haven't
messages?
gotten any messages other than from concerned parents. I can't, there's no mail. There's a hold on my mail.
Oh.
Is that normal? Are you guys getting it at least?
No, we don't put a hold on people's mail. I've never heard of that happening before.
There's a hold on my mail. There's a ticket in there. All mail held at the station is what it says.
Okay. Yeah, nothing done by us, that's for sure.
Because I'm going to need my medical
Really?
bills.
Yeah. No, we wouldn't put a hold on people's mail, and typically only the people that live at the address can do that. Did your parents put a hold on the mail?
Is that
Does
legal
it say
over
who
there?
put the hold on the mail?
That's-
I can go check, I suppose.
Okay.
Do you know of anything?
Awesome.
So, I don't know. It's kind of stressful. Sorry. So there's nothing new going on?
Not that I'm aware of.
All right.
Yeah. Who's there? Are
Yeah,
you at home still right now, obviously? Because you're saying they're outside. Who's there with you?
Yeah.
Jody. When you have them, by all means, Simi, just let me know you've got them, and I'll do something funny. Pull a wabbit out of my hat. Look, what was that? Look. Heaven says, look, not we know how to. Now we know how to. So how do you say Bailey? Is there another way to say it? All right, so this trial is Chandler Halderson, whatever. Yeah, I have a case synopsis. Henceforth, you should see I've got 2 massive big files of Karen Reid paperwork. Oh, and did you notice? You know how I put up the AI stuff from the database into Discord channel? It was friggin' right on about because I asked it to predict how long the jury would deliberate for and what the verdict would be. Spot the fuck on. Righto. So Chandler is 23 years old and he's from Windsor, Wisconsin. His parents were Bart and Krista Halderson. He is being charged with first-degree intentional homicide of both of his parents for falsifying information on a missing persons report, for mutilating a corpse, 2, and hiding corpses, 2. He basically created this false life. So he told them he was working at some insurance company. Then he said he was getting a job at SpaceX, which is all bullshit. He told them he was studying at some, what's it called? MATC. What does that stand for? Madison Avenue Technical College. And he's studying something to do with solar paneling and renewable energies or something. So the father got a bit sus. Like he'd been sending, he created all these fake Gmail accounts and stuff and was having email conversations with these people and all this stuff. So the father finally rang and spoke to someone at the college and asked to speak with one of Chandler's advisors, and was told that there's no one there. And so he then scheduled, that was the 30th of June 2022, and then scheduled an appointment to go and speak to that person that he'd spoken to on the phone the following day at 3. Texted Chandler, told him that he'd spoken to this guy pretty much and that he had the appointment the following day. And on the next day, he decided that he was going to allegedly unalive his parents, chop them up and dispose of them. But dickhead, right? Check the poll, but dickhead. What did he do? He dumped his dad's torso on his girlfriend's mother's property. But while he was there, he Snapchatted his girlfriend. So they, as soon as they got his phone, they downloaded his phone stuff. They had location of where it was. Dickhead. Yeah, so that was a call that you just heard. He was calling the police because the police were onto him. So he made up this, he kept their phones and was sending himself messages from their phones, like an alibi, and told everyone that they'd gone up to their cabin up in White Lake and that it had bad reception up there, so no one had seen or heard from them. And then on the 7th of July, he finally reported them missing. 9th of July, he was arrested. There you go, in a nutshell.
Well, now they're not with me. They're just 4 squads just parked
So
out.
this must be like either the day of his arrest, because he's ringing the police because he's got 4 squad cars parked out the front of his house and he's freaking out.
Right.
Okay. Who was just talking in the background, Kat?
Yeah, Cat's over with me.
Oh, okay. Okay. No, I mean, I can definitely give you a call or message you, I guess, depending. What time are you planning on going to dinner?
I'm not sure, but
Okay.
pretty soon here.
Is it cool to
I
call
was
you?
hoping to hear from. What was that?
Is it cool to call you while you're at dinner? Okay.
Anytime.
Okay. Well, I'll keep you posted if I hear anything. I mean, obviously with the mail, that has nothing to do with us at all. I've never heard of a detective or law enforcement agency holding somebody's mail. You know, and then as far as everybody in the area, you know, you kind of had to figure we were going to be in the area all day today.
Yeah, I was just wondering why there were 4 cars instead of the canvassing.
Yeah.
Oh, any news about that blue house with the big cameras?
The blue house with the big cameras. Is that the one across?
Jimmy, next time they come over, I'll drop the link in chat and you can come up and show them and say hello to them from on screen.
Across the street?
Yeah, across the street, kind of in the corner. It's a newer house.
I haven't talked to.
I stopped by their house.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a detective that's getting footage from the area. I don't know exactly which houses he's gotten video from yet. But yeah,
Sounds
there's.
like they downloaded all of it and already have it at IT.
Oh, okay. So he's probably reviewing it now.
Okay.
Yeah, it takes time to go through those things. You figure you can only fast forward so much.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll give you a holler if anything pops up. You know, and I'll give a call around and just kind of get a brief.
Oh, yeah. And he faked an injury. He said he fell downstairs and damaged his neck. Went to the ED department and they found nothing, but gave him a neck brace. And so he went home and told everyone that he's damaged his spine, that he had pressure, bleed in his brain, that it needed to be surgically drained, all this crap. So he was now not eligible to go to Florida to get the SpaceX job. Oh, yes, he burned their heads in the fireplace, but the fire got too hot and it stank. The neighbours smelt it. And so he's tried to put it out with water and the glass front of the fireplace broke. I wonder if they collected that in solo cups.
Up in the area.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Okay. Thanks, Chandler.
Thank you.
Bye.
A couple of questions. Solve one thing right away. This issue with the mail, what was that about?
Chandler told me that he received a ticket in the mailbox that the mail was being held.
And did you later learn that that actually was true?
I did. Yeah, law enforcement does not have the ability to hold somebody's mail. So I didn't know exactly what was going on there. Throughout the investigation, we did learn that the Windsor post office had heard of the missing people, Bart and Krista Halderson, and put a hold on the mail for them at that point.
That had nothing to do with you guys?
It had nothing to do with us.
Okay. There were parts of that conversation where Mr. Halderson asked about increased police presence.
I suppose they didn't know Chandler was there.
At that point, something new had happened in the case, right?
Correct.
That's what I found.
Why did you not tell him that? And why did you answer the questions in the way you did?
So at that point, keep in mind, we had just received the information that a torso was located in the area that Chandler was at the farm.
Oh.
So in the command post, we're trying to arrange.
Is that today or tomorrow?
Lots going on. We're trying to, control that crime scene out there. We're trying to get our crime scene investigators back to the area. I'm trying to get detectives out in the area of the Oak Springs home. I was trying to ask Chandler who was at the house because I'm trying to determine, first if he's home, where he's at. Like I said, he was a suspect at this point, so I just wanted to find out where he was, who he is with. I didn't want to tip him off, that I had other areas or other officers converging into the area.
Okay. What was the plan at that point? Following that call with Chandler at, you said about 3:30?
Correct.
And approximately how long before that had you received the torso news?
It was approximately a half hour prior.
So you're 30 minutes into knowing it's a homicide investigation. What plan do you come up with in the command post at that point?
So we had already, like I said, called our crime scene unit back to respond to the farm. We had several deputies and detectives in the area of the Oak Springs address doing canvassing. We're contacting neighbors. We're talking to friends. you know, a lot was going on in that neighborhood. So there was an increased police presence, obviously, throughout the investigation. At that point, a few phone calls were made just to have detectives and deputies more so in the area. And then, you know, basically, I was trying to arrange for Chandler to come downtown to the public safety building where I was located so we could perform an interview.
Sure. And was there anyone else you really wanted to interview that day?
We wanted to interview Kat also, Kat Melander.
How was that accomplished? What happened?
So we had some detectives and also a deputy assist make contact with Chandler and Kat. They consensually, basically they were told that detectives wanted to talk to them downtown, and they consented to that.
Okay. Were they driven downtown or did they drive themselves?
They were driven.
In squad cars?
Correct.
And were they in the same squad car or separate squad cars?
They were in separate.
When they got down here, were they taken to the same room or were they together for any length of time?
Yes, when they arrived here, when the squads pulled in to the location, they were able to talk. They were right next to each other. They were escorted up the elevators to our interview area, which is in an office area of the building.
Sure. I'm going to show you it's been marked. This case is exhibit number 119. The interview with Chandler, was that audio and video recorded?
Yes, it was.
And you've seen a copy of that in preparation for trial?
Definitely.
119 appeared to be a USB of that video?
Yes.
We'll move 119 and 118 for the court record into evidence.
No objection.
It is received.
Move to publish.
You may publish.
While I'm getting ready to do that, interview rooms, they have cameras in them?
Correct.
How many cameras usually?
There's typically 2 cameras.
And when Kat and Chandler were brought into these interview rooms, were they walked down together? Were they walked down separately? How did that work?
Yeah, so they would have came up the elevator together in the presence of law enforcement. You would walk out into a hallway. Kat would have went down the hallway to the left and around the corner. Chandler remained in that position because the interview room he was going to was right there.
Okay. And sometimes there's a delay when people get put in the interview room for a few minutes?
Yes.
Okay, so if we start 8 minutes in, to be able to represent that nothing notable happened in those first 8 minutes other than Mr. Halderson sitting there?
Yes.
Okay. And there might be a minute or two more right after that before you walk in?
Correct.
And we'll do that in 1 second. There's another detective that joins you in this interview, correct?
Correct.
Who is that?
Detective Bill Hendrickson.
Why are there 2 detectives at this point in the interview?
We always have 2 detectives in interviews, a couple different philosophies there. My focus is the lead detective is getting the questions out to Chandler and observing his responses. But I also have to take notes so I can remember everything that's being said. The second detective is also watching the body language of the person, and they can also chime in if there's something that they feel I'm missing, maybe not asking the right question or asking the question in the proper way to get the answers that we're looking for. They can chime in and maybe clarify things for us.
Okay. At this point, I think it would probably be best. We'll play this video. I'll move this exhibit as to not obstruct anyone's view. Approximately how long are we going to be watching this video, Detective, just to give everyone an idea of how long they're going to be moved?
I believe the interview is approximately 2 hours long.
Holy crap.
So perhaps dimming the lights, Judge, would be appropriate.
And we may see if we started on the record with the jury at 9:30. I don't know that we can go through the entire interview. We'll find out. Maybe we'll take a break during it if we at an appropriate point, so that we don't go much past 90 minutes in here and come back and finish up the remainder of the video before the noon hour.
I mentioned we might speed up a little bit, but for instance, I'll just jump to 4:30, or I'll jump to 8 minutes and 16 seconds. That's just Mr. Halderson sitting in an interview room?
Correct.
Okay. Now, a couple of questions. Just first, Mr. Halderson is eventually going to move to that chair that's in the bigger part of the screen, right?
Yes.
And that's when you guys come in?
Yes.
Okay.
We ask him to move to the other chair.
But looking at that top left screen at this point, Mr. Halderson's there. It looks like he has a water cup on the table.
He does.
Okay. He's not handcuffed or chained to the floor or anything like that, right?
No, he was down there consensually at that point.
Okay. And you mentioned that as they walked in, Kat went to another room. If you're looking at that top left screen and you were to walk out that door, would Kat have been to the left or would she have been to the right?
She would be to the right of the screen.
Okay. So at least in your knowledge, the last time Mr. Halderson saw Kat, that's the way she was walking?
Correct.
All right. And there might be a minute or two here, but we're going to start playing at 8:16 and go through.
Hi, Chandler. How are you doing?
Not good.
Good, good. Would you guys switch spots? Yeah. That's that red shirt. Yeah.
The fuck?
Just water. One water. Okay.
Here's an extra
Good.
checker.
No, good.
What's going on?
All right. So we're just gonna talk to you a little bit more, okay? Let's write some signage here.
Another one.
All right, just so you know, I'm gonna record stuff, okay? This helps me remember everything and picks up everything that we talk about.
Has he read his Miranda's?
All right. So Brian Shunk, Detective Dane County Sheriff's Office, we spoke yesterday.
Yeah. Chandler Halderson.
Yep. What's your middle initial, Chandler? M as in Michael.
Michael.
And then your birth date.
3/15/1998.
Got it. And then your cell phone I already had. We've been talking on that. So obviously we're here. We want to talk a little bit about your parents going missing, right, Krista and Bart. Before we get started, just because you're up here, okay, so I'm just going to read you your constitutional rights. Okay, so it's a Dane County issued card that they give us. So I'll just read them to you right off the card, okay? You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to consult with a lawyer before questioning and to have a lawyer present with you during questioning. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you at public expense before or during any questioning if you so wish. If you decide to answer questions now without a lawyer present, you have the right to stop the question and remain silent at any time you wish, and the right to ask for and have a lawyer at any time you wish, including during the questioning.
Okay.
Do you understand the rights I just read?
I do.
Okay. Realizing that you have these rights, or you're not willing to answer questions or make a statement.
Just need a yes.
Yeah. So the second one. So I'll just read it again. Realizing that you have these rights, are you now willing to answer questions or make a statement?
Oh, I will make a statement.
Okay.
Do you understand them? Can I have the card so I could read it? I missed some. I'm sorry.
I can
still having a little bit of problems. The third one.
I'll read it.
Let's start all over.
Yeah.
Just read it all again. There we go.
All right. So you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to consult with a lawyer before questioning and to have a lawyer present with you during questioning. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you at public expense before or during any questioning if you so wish. If you decide to answer questions now without a lawyer present, you have the right to stop the questioning and remain silent at any time you wish, and the right to ask for and have a lawyer at any time you wish, including during the questioning. Okay. So then the only two questions I asked were, do you understand?
Yeah, I understand, and I am willing to make a statement.
Okay, perfect. All right. So like we already said, I talked to you yesterday. So today is July 8th. It's about 5:11 now. We started talking at 5:08. So yesterday, July 7th, I came to your house where you live with your parents, Bart and Krista Halderson. And the reason I was there is because you had gone to the Windsor Police Department and reported them missing, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't go to the department. I went to the like office break room area
in the same building.
Yeah, I think it's mixed in with the city hall.
Okay. But nonetheless, a deputy came and spoke to you. Okay. So you reported your parents missing. We got some information from you yesterday. We've been following these last night, working today to, go through different things, just trying to locate them, right? So I guess if you want to start with, let's just go back to last Wednesday.
Wednesday. I was with my dad. What time Wednesday? I remember it. It was kind of a bad day.
Okay. Why was it a bad day?
Well, my mom had work, so she was gone. My dad and I were watching something over lunch. It was The Wheel of Fortune, and we normally have the couch, like with our back facing her. The table we sat at the end of you coming.
Downstairs or upstairs?
Downstairs.
Okay.
In that room with the TV. I tossed the ball, and I smashed the glass.
Okay.
With the dog. So
All right.
set my
Hang
dad
on one
off.
second. Tan has sent through some pictures of Riley for us. Yay! Isn't she cute? That's one of Tanya's cats. I think that's Loki. Southern American? No, darling. I'm Melbourne, Victoria, Australia. Look at her. And that's Indy, Tanya's other granddaughter, the older one that she babysits every Monday, and Riley. And that is Tanya's daughter, Jasmine, and Indy and Riley. Look at that. Oh, where is my... Oh, it's down there. There you go. We have been updated. Oh, God. Have been updated. Get off. Get off. There you go. Sorry for the interruptions.
We tried to clean it up. I don't know about him, but
Yes,
I got
it is
injured.
winter right now.
But he
1st
was
of
mad.
June.
He didn't really talk to me too much that day. My mom got home at 5, I believe. That's her normal, 5:20 to 5:30.
What time does she work,
7:30 is when she leaves. I don't know her hours, but I know when she leaves
Okay.
at 7:30. And then all the way up till 5, and she comes home 5:20, 5:30.
Did she come home about 5:20, 5:30 that day?
I believe so.
Are you too close? Is Louisiana and Kentucky close?
So you guys are downstairs, just to touch back on that quick.
Here's my map.
So yesterday when we were down in your basement, the couches were
In a bed. He helped me put him in a bed before Thursday, but they put it into a bed so I could sleep near the bathroom, and the dogs sleep in that floor. So they'll be a lot better if they're sleeping on that floor.
downstairs floor.
Yeah.
Just cooler for them or something.
Kind of, yeah.
Probably. Okay. All right. So you were tossing a ball. What type of ball was it?
It's this gross, hairy tennis ball that Rizzo loves.
All right. Just like a green tennis ball, like a normal.
Yeah.
Normal. Okay.
With the squeaker, not like a tennis racket ball.
They don't chew those. My dog chews those out of any tennis ball. They just chew the squeakers out and then they don't play with them anymore.
How did I put it?
All right. So you're just tossing that around. Broke the fireplace glass. You said you were injured. What type of injury?
I got a pretty deep hole in my foot. Last night, Mary looked at it and she said the reason it keeps bleeding is because there's glass in it.
Oh,
So-
that's you showed us your toe.
Yeah, I showed the active leaf.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so that one. It could be infected is what she's thinking, but Neosporin has been helping.
Okay, good. Keeping it clean and stuff. Best you can.
I don't know, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Wednesday, back to Wednesday.
Yeah.
Once I got all the glass out of the dog's hair, she
Mhm.
didn't.
There you go. You want to see something? Oops. Get rid of that. Ah! Here it is. My iPad and the my wallpaper. How do I stop that glare? Oh, I don't want it up. Do you recognize that picture there, Miss Ginny? Sorry.
Sustained any injuries.
A beautiful picture.
Nothing even on her nose. She had it with her shoulder bone, I believe.
Damn useless arms. Fuck.
Glass dog. That was roughly around 2. And then the rest, he didn't really talk to me. I went back to doing like a job search, kind of just shitting my day away. Just getting games, YouTube maybe. That's when I came across one of the jobs I liked. Then 5 o'clock rolled up by and mom came home. Dinner.
What do you guys have Wednesday night?
I couldn't tell you.
Okay. Who made it?
I think it was probably just stuff in the fridge. Okay. I think we all did our own thing again.
Sure.
By the way, a detective at my house said something's happened, and while we were leaving, people were going inside. Is there a warrant for my house?
Should there be?
No, I'm just wondering if.
Okay.
Can we go
As
in?
far as I know, they were at your house and they were going to be there talking to you to ask if you would come up here and talk to us.
But Officer Haley just like walked pretty much in to the gate, the gate on the outside.
So,
just kind of walked in. I was wondering.
So can they do that without his permission because it's not technically his property? I would have thought they had to have given him the search warrant. Thing is, he's the property owner.
Was that when you were getting your wallet?
I'm confused.
No, we were I was in the car
Okay,
waiting to leave. I was wondering if everything's okay. Because she said something's happened.
Okay.
And we need to go down.
All right. We'll find out what that's about.
Well, has anything bad happened?
Oh, not sure. All right. So Wednesday night, mom comes home. Dad was angry. Was he yelling or what was? How would you describe Dad being angry?
It was he would yell if you said something to him. I guess if you talk to him, if you give him his space, he'll be okay.
Oh,
Wednesday night.
Wednesday. If you just give
How
him his
was it that
space.
night?
That's all we did. Just give him his space.
Oh, okay.
He won't yell or do anything.
Okay.
That's all we had to do. Ma and I went to clean, do some laundry, make our beds, stuff like that.
Who's we?
Ma and I.
Your mom. Okay. And that was Wednesday night.
Yeah, we had an early night. No TV that night.
Gotcha. What time did your parents go to bed Wednesday night, do you think?
I was in bed at 8.
You were?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I couldn't tell you when they went to bed.
Okay. No worries. And you were downstairs. That's where you've been sleeping. You told me last
I
night.
was in my room Wednesday.
Upstairs. Okay.
Send me that photo that's on my iPad was from Jenny.
Gotcha. So in the bedroom upstairs, and then you slept downstairs. Why have you been sleeping downstairs again? You told me last night. The bathroom's right
I
there.
need to be close. Stairs, I can't see too well in the dark.
Yeah. Gotcha. And just like last night, I'm jotting some notes, but it doesn't mean one thing is more important than the other. It just means that I need to remember stuff, and sometimes
I understand.
Gotcha. All right. So did you sleep with your door closed that night or open?
Oh yeah, I always have it closed.
Closed door. Yeah, makes sense.
I feel they argued a little bit after.
Parents did. What were they arguing about?
Probably would set my dad off that day. The glass. Us not having food ready. Stuff like that. We just microwave whatever was in the fridge, I suppose.
Yeah. Who was upset about that?
Dad
was.
Okay. He usually doesn't like that. He likes when we cook.
Okay. Okay. Does he ever cook?
I haven't seen him cook. Oh, he grills. He likes to grill. He grilled on Thursday.
Nice. All right.
I think I told one officer the green egg. He got it makes terrible food, but yeah.
Dad does?
Yeah. Oh, the green egg.
Oh, the green egg. That's like a grill or something?
Yeah, it's insulated and makes everything smoky.
Oh, okay.
It's Thursday morning. I wake up.
What time you think?
6.
Okay.
Dogs.
We talked about that yesterday. 6 a.m. is kind of your deal, right? 6 a.m.
Yeah, that internal clock now.
Yeah.
I haven't used things in a while.
All right.
6. I don't often eat breakfast, so I kind of just stay in my room on my phone. Help my mom out getting ready in the morning. She left for work at 7:30. I got her whatever she had to do. What was meaningless tasks, like just daily, like pillowcase changes and sheet changes, stuff like that. You know, in the morning
before work.
Yeah, that's what we always do. Then she's gone. My dad starts the grill around 8:39 in the morning. Yeah, to get the temperature right.
Was he working from home that day, or?
Yes.
Okay.
We ate the grill. Nothing really happened between that. We kind of either were outside with the dogs from the lighting of the grill, him going in, taking a couple calls now and then, or emails or something. But we just kind of watched the grill and waited to get it set steady at hamburgers for $3.50-ish. Then, so yeah, we just kind of waited
for the burgers.
And then we ate noon 30. Or 12:30, sorry.
Sure.
Then we went inside and had our TV show again, Wheel of Fortune. It was on around our time for lunch. Or was it Family Feud? The Family Feud was Thursday. Family Feud.
Where'd you guys watch that at? Downstairs?
Same.
Okay. Do you guys have a TV upstairs? I don't remember.
No.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm really trying to work memory.
That's fine.
Then yeah, we went to go do our own things. I went back to a little bit more job searching. This time I branched into DeForest instead of just Windsor looking. He went back to work. We planned on something went well. Oh, we were I don't know, something went well for him. So that's all. Then we were hanging out again. My mom texts. I believe I texted her everything's going well. His phone died, my dad. He just kind of like charged it, put it on the dock, and left it. Then we just kind of hung out, and my mom gets home, and I start shrimp scampi for my dad because that's what he wanted, but we didn't have shrimp, so I made shrimpless scampi. That's where they told me while we were eating it they were going to go with their friends, and I was like, oh, cool.
And they said they were going to the cabin.
Yeah. Oh, okay. We're going up north. That's how they refer to it.
Who said that, mom or dad?
Mom. My dad doesn't talk about eats.
Okay.
So there we are at Thursday dinner up north of the cabin. My dad says, I'll need a set for pipe repair and gas. So I'm like, all right. I grabbed the pipe repair stuff from his plumbing chest, their plumbing box. It's like a tote of what you need for pipe repair. And 2 whatever jerry cans. I can't remember the amount, but they were red with the safety nozzles. Got those squared away. They had most of their duffels already packed at that point. and we all just started bringing him down to the mudroom with the shoes by the garage.
Where you showing that?
After that, we watched is a Netflix original, 7 Underground, the thrill-seeking, like, it's like they fake their deaths and they fly airplanes and they like fight at the evil of the world by being ghosts.
I don't think I've seen that one yet. Who was watching that?
3 of us.
All 3 of you? Okay.
All 3. And that put it at 9. They had their drinks. Went to my computer. My computer was at that black table we sat at.
Sure.
Saw that stuff. Played a video game called Tarkov until midnight. Well, after midnight, maybe even. And lose track of time. And my parents by then were asleep. We got their teeth brushed and everything. Then I got upstairs. Oh, that was Thursday. Yeah, so I did. So we got the bed all set before we played Tarkov, and that's when I crawled into bed from the black table. So after our movie, we set up my couch bed and the pillows for the girls.
Who helped you set the bed up?
My dad.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, he was leaving, and I would need that. Friday morning, I woke up. They had left with the stuff was all set out. I remember the gas. I found the folding chairs that they wanted to bring, but they never brought them. I'm assuming they couldn't fit them. They're big. So I put those away. That was Friday morning. I go upstairs, feed the dogs. It was around 6-ish, not 6:15.
Notice the detail, the amount of detail he is putting in.
Yes, just when I looked at my phone. Dogs, saw my Ma's note, the insurance for my appointment. I just ate whatever's on the counter. I think it was cornbread.
Where was the note from your mom?
That was on the kitchen. Like, there's a peninsula.
Yeah.
With the insurance stacked up. But I moved it to the table.
Okay. And then those insurance cards were there also that we saw yesterday?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think she knew which one I would need, but I have 3 now.
Okay.
Friday.
Yep.
So I hung out with Kat Friday night, I believe.
What'd you do Friday during the day?
Oh yeah. Let's work backwards. I got a trip today where I played video games.
Okay. Parents are gone. Why not, right?
Yeah, I didn't do anything that I should have. I should have been cleaning and all of that.
Well, the house seemed pretty clean when I was
No, it did not. Fuck off.
Comes along with it, right?
Yeah.
Call that clean.
All right, so Friday during the day, just played video games, kind of.
Yeah. Then after work, I believe that was the day Kat came over.
After whose work?
Kat. She is
after her work.
5 was her work when she was off. I believe she came over.
So she gets done around 5. Okay.
Oh, hey, fellas, mum, how you going?
Oh, I don't think she went straight here after. I believe she came over. It could have been later, like 6, maybe give her time for like getting clothes.
Just after work.
Yeah.
Where's she work at?
She works downtown Middleton as a farm tech.
Okay.
She, I believe she stayed with me on that couch that night.
So she spent the night over.
Yeah.
You guys both slept on the couch downstairs?
Yeah.
What'd you do before you went to bed?
That was Friday night. That might have been my own night. I might be wrong.
Did the earth move for you, Elizabeth?
I'm wrong. Okay. I think I spent that night alone. I just
You
kinda
little
gamed
nasty.
online. Was my friends. Oh, I said Saturday night. I'm so sorry, guys.
Yeah, no worries, man.
So one night, I gamed alone all night. One night, Kat spent the night on the couch. Oh, and Sunday she spent the
Bent
night in
over
my
the
bed
couch,
with
you
me.
mean?
She helped me out.
Sunday night.
Sunday
She
night, I know
slept
that
in your
because
bed with you?
She didn't want to spend another night on the couch bed,
Duh.
and she went to work on Monday morning.
You invite your
So that was
girlfriend over and make her
my
sleep on the
bed
couch?
night.
Because you
We,
won't walk up to the toilet to
backtracking.
take a piss?
One night she spent
What a
on the
dipshit.
couch. Me, with like the couch bed we've made.
Mhm.
But one night I gamed all night, or all day and night, pretty much. And I'm pretty sure that was Friday night. And let's go with Saturday was my night alone.
Okay.
Let's go with that
So
story.
Friday, we believe she came over,
Yes.
and then Saturday was the game night.
Yes. So backtracking to Friday.
Saturday, I
came
sat
by,
and watched porn with
we-
tickets. Beat off.
Actually, we just oh, Bright. No, not Bright. There's this movie or a TV series on Netflix. We watched pretty much the entirety of that into the morning. It was a apocalypse show.
Okay.
I don't know the name.
What time do you guys think you went to bed?
I say we stayed up well until 10. I would say.
PM?
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotta be at least.
One on the remote and one on the
9.
lube bottle. Lola's mum.
Saturday we didn't do much. She left. This is when I'm really starting to notice my legs.
Okay.
I'm kind of having the anxiety and all of that, like getting a little frustrated with myself and all of that. Like it wasn't too bad until like last week Tuesday when I started noticing it, and Saturday was like the peak. And it's kind of stayed out like this.
Peak anxiety, and
And this kind of like set me like to ask for some space, and I just kind of gained Saturday. Couldn't tell you when I went to bed. I think I might have even stayed up till 2.
Oh,
That-
heavens
yeah.
to Betsy.
Um,
Such a rebel.
yeah, it's just the same game, Escape from Tarkov. I couldn't get a hold of any of my friends to play with, unfortunately. I played like some here
I had to
and
play with myself.
from Discord, but none would stick around for that late in the night. Then we get to Sunday. It's the 4th.
Judge, I'll give the court reporter a moment. I'm pausing the video at what's on the screen as 17:37:33. What's actually time played as 41:58. It is 10:30, the traditional time for the morning break.
We'll go ahead and do that, ladies and gentlemen. When we come back, we'll finish up the video. I think it'll take us to the noon hour, but I don't want to go more than that time with you. So even though you've only been in this room about an hour, we'll take a 10-minute break so everybody can have a chance to stretch.
It's in your sight. Like and subscribe. Oh, don't be shy.
In his driveway. Well, I messaged, so I kind of just like left it at that.
Amazing.
They're safe. They're alive. Then it's the afternoon. I'm talking to Dan. I call him up and I ask him, well, what he's doing. Or maybe that was the morning, but I called Dan that Sunday. Asked him what he's up to, if he wanted to hang out. I don't like being alone at the house very long.
Dan is mom's coworker / friend.
Yeah,
Okay.
this guy. Go over there. He invited me for fireworks in his driveway.
I've got the itches today. Itchy.
He said, or you said yesterday he lived in DeForest or 101.
Yeah, close.
Okay.
I can point it at a map.
One or the other, I think.
So throughout the day, the dogs, it's just me and the dogs, the fireworks. The dogs are like running around into things. I'm trying to keep them okay. All they're doing is knocking stuff over, spilled their water. They haven't eaten. They won't go outside for me. Even on a leash, I couldn't get them out.
What was the deal with that?
Fireworks.
Oh, the fireworks
day.
are spooking them so much.
Yeah, all
Yeah, I
day. So
gotcha.
I put them both into the fort, cranked the TV.
Did that seem to help at all with them?
Yeah, the loud TV helped. Rizzo doesn't like, or maybe does like New Girl, the TV show, so we watched that. It's the theme song that gets her, I think. She barks. So we watched that. Izzy fell asleep, so Izzy's the old dog, the older one. So then it's Sunday, like Sunday evening, Cat comes by to help me with the girls.
So she wasn't there during the day?
No, it was just me and the dogs. She left Sunday morning.
Okay.
No, she left Saturday morning because I spent Saturday by myself.
I see that.
And then Sunday, it was just me and the girls till whenever Cat got there. We didn't eat together, I don't think. No, this is Sunday. So I went to Cat's house
on Sunday.
I actually, yeah. So that was Sunday morning is when I left the girls. So all of Sunday morning.
Practice his story very well, did he?
I went to Cat's house Sunday to eat, but we ended up not eating there. We went to Cress's house. It's Cottage Grove or Cascade. No,
Not even to come and visit me,
Cedarburg.
Teresa.
It's a sea town area.
Okay. So where is it? Near?
I've never
Cress.
Cress.
Oh, Chris.
Cress.
So Cress is
You've
just
seen her on my phone.
Yeah, I saw the calls to her.
Helps
That's your
me out with everything.
Cat's
mom's girlfriend.
Okay.
I try to talk to her as much because she's like, I don't know, wise, and she really helps me with what's going on with me. I've been in a slump, I'd say.
Okay.
But
all right. So went to Cat's house Sunday to eat. What time do you think you went over there?
Food at 3:30.
Good answer.
So about 3:30 you went over to Cat's?
Oh, I was at Cat's well before. I was at there noon.
Okay.
Noon, let's say.
Noon. Where does Cat live?
The east side?
East side Madison?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sure I could look it up, but do you know the road at all or anything?
Taffliger or Andrew Lane. Taffliger.
Okay. I'll look it up. It's fine. So you met her Sunday about noon. What'd you guys do at her place?
Well, she realized my legs, I won't be able to do stuff with them. So her brother, and her brother's date went to a thrift store while she had me sleep. She just put me to bed and they went. And then they get home around 2:30. Kat and I rush back to my house, let the girls out, and we go back straight to the farm.
Okay. Were you at the farm before you went to let the dogs out, or?
No, we were at Cat's. It's like a duplex.
So Cat's house Sunday around noon. You went to sleep with Cat, her sister,
her brother,
Cat's brother,
and his date.
Okay, sorry about that. Went to a thrift store.
Then we went to Cress's and we ate. After that, James left after dinner, leaving his date with us, and we took a swim. After the swim, we left. Went to Cat's house to drop off his date. The date stayed at Cat's house. The date is a Rose, maybe, is what her name was.
Rose. Had you ever met her before?
No, this was a Tinder match from her brother, Cat's brother.
Okay. What time do you suppose you guys went to Cress's house? So got to Cat's around noon.
2:30 we got back.
Okay.
Cat and I went to my house to let the dogs out. Then we left. I think we got gas.
Oh my God.
And then we went to Cress's. So
The details,
the
details. You don't have to
was
fucking.
maybe 4 when we got there. We were late for dinner, but it was good because they were still setting up.
Where'd you guys get gas at? Do you remember that?
One of the quick trips in town. I can't remember. I'm sorry.
When you say in town, are we talking DeForest, Sun Prairie?
DeForest, it had to be.
Okay.
I think we got. I'm still not super sure, but I know we were doing something on the way, or we didn't do something. I thought we were gonna do a return, but I'm jumbling it right now. So just have that. We went to my house and back to Crest's. We were late.
Okay.
For a day.
What were you guys driving?
Do you chew
Were you
tobacco?
Cats,
I don't
rats,
think so.
Subaru.
Was she driving or you?
She drives that cat's her.
I said taters and maters.
Red Subaru, you said?
Yeah, it's at my house right now.
Oh, okay. And you rode with her.
Do you hunt crocs?
Where'd you guys go for a swim?
There's like a little pool up at the Crest's house.
Oh,
She's been helping me with like, my walking and everything, and they get me there.
Okay. Is it indoor or outdoor?
Outdoor.
It's been nice with how hot it has been.
Yeah, they got something fancy to heat it from the sun.
Okay.
But that was the three of us.
Yeah.
Then we went back to around 6, no, later, maybe 7. We went back to Kat's apartment, dropped off Rose, got Kat's dirty or wet clothes. She had wet clothes. She was going to dry them. And we went to my house
You
together.
can just tell he's full of it.
Rose got
With
dropped off
all of the
Yeah,
crap
the
that he's
duplex in
just.
the east side.
Okay. Was James with you guys at that point, or?
No, James left after dinner around 4:30.
Okay.
What's dip? What's
Was
dip?
he not getting along with Rose, or?
No, he had work.
Oh, okay. That sucks. Work on the 4th of July.
Something.
So did Rose get dropped off at Cat's duplex then?
Yes. We'll refer to Kat's house as a duplex.
Yep.
Crest is the farm. Yep. We grow berries.
Yep.
My house is my house. That's how we refer.
Gotcha.
Where are we?
Sunday night about 7.
Sunday night
Rose
about
off at
7. We
Kat's.
get Rose dropped off. We get to my house. And we go to my house in DeForest.
In DeForest.
We feed the girls.
What about in the
Put her
beach?
clothes that she brought, the wet
Or
stuff
in the
in the
bush?
dryer. Because that's what she needs
Or
to do.
in the sand?
We get her clothes dry. That's after we get back, actually. And then we go to dance.
Okay.
For the fireworks. He asked us to come by 8:30.
Is that
For some reason.
is that where you like stick it just like on the inside between your teeth and your lip? Is that right? Oh, I've got a fucking itch, and I just can't reach. It's right under my armpit. It's driving me insane. I'm gonna go and have to get my scratchy pole.
They're not.
Oh.
I was trying to leave, but I was making a joke about it that we're going to be late, like stuff like that, goofy crap. I drove the dance.
Okay. Which car were you guys in?
My dad's Subaru. It's a blue.
The one in the garage.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Then we get there. We stay for 45 to an hour. That's how I got the bottle rocket marks.
Show me those.
That
Oh,
the sparks.
Right, you said
And I
you
think
pulled it
this
over
was a
something?
wad or something that flew back.
shot back out of it.
Yeah, that one stuck in for a little bit. That's why it's so bad. But these are sparks.
Okay.
Those are at dance house you got those?
Dance.
The dance.
I didn't know the stick. You don't hold the stick. The stick flies with it.
Oh, sure.
I didn't know.
So you're over at Dan's house
Okay.
about 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah, get my hands a little bit. We find a firework that it spins and takes off, and it went straight to the bush. So we were like, no more of that. We're done.
Did it light the bush on fire?
No, thankfully it wasn't hot enough for that.
Good.
After that, we cleaned. I gave him a bottle of wine as a thank you for letting us come. Thankfully, I still have a couple bottles at home. While we're there, Dan had a few beers. His girlfriend was there, or fiance, or wife. I'm not sure their relationship, but she was there.
No name.
Never got her name. Just Dan's girlfriend. She's got purple hair. She's IT at MATC. The school's own IT.
Okay.
Anybody else there?
Just the two of us, and then the neighbors watched. One to our left and one across the street. One group. The one across the street had some cooler stuff than I've ever seen a person be able to own, firework wise. But there we are, and then someone in the distance, kind of closer to our house, launched a mortar, artillery firework, and then I was like, okay, we have to go home for the dogs, so we went, and that was pushing 9:30, 9:45. We got home. We got into the couch fort. And put on Daybreak. Was the apocalypse show. Daybreak. I put on that because we're trying to finish it.
On Netflix?
Yes. This is Kat and I still.
Yeah.
She's spending the night. The whole time, dogs are pushing me, nosing me, and everything. And so we kind of stop watching, and she goes to bed. I'm trying to let the dogs out, or at least go back in a little bit. But the fireworks, they couldn't. We get to bed upstairs in my room because she doesn't like the couch, and she had work in the morning.
Yeah.
And I'd say that's 10-ish, 10:30, and the whole time the younger dog keeps jumping on us. So I leave Kat in the bed, and I go sit out down in the couches and chairs down by the real dinner table. I go sit there and just hang out with the dogs so Kat can get to sleep.
Where we first started talking last night?
Yes.
Like the
The main
kitchen,
room.
dining room, and the couches? Okay, got
I
it.
sit down there so Kat can get some sleep because I don't work tomorrow. She does.
Mm-hmm.
Then I put the ladder in front of those steps so the girls can't come up. They pee on the kitchen, the tiles, so I clean that, and at least they went before bed. It wasn't the worst thing. They're not going to go outside.
Yeah.
Then I go to bed. Okay. Then it's Monday morning. Kat goes to work 7:50-ish, maybe earlier. Then I'm left to myself. So we put on New Girl in the couch fort on Monday morning. I go back and forth through some video games and then back. Video games. Back. And then
Those don't like to stand up very good.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to stretch a little bit while I'm sitting. Right. So New Girl, video games. This is one. We're getting later. I have a little bit to eat for lunch. Well, at the end of the day on Monday, I did go for the afternoon. I did go to the farm to talk to Cress and Kat's mom. I told them what's happening with my health because I had the appointment at 2.
Did you go to the farm before or after?
After, because I told them what happened to me. And I told them the legs are probably going to be permanent and the headaches should be fixed after the hemorrhage is cleared a little bit. So now that I'm there, I talked to their mom and Crest together. And I think Kat's mom is all right with me. I don't know, she wants me to move into the east side Kat's house and start paying rent as an apartment because she doesn't like that I live at home.
Does Kat live with her mom or?
Kat has an apartment.
Okay.
Somewhere.
Kat does?
Yeah, it's by Mifflin.
Okay.
The Party Avenue. It's by there.
Okay.
So I'm there talking to their mom and Chris. Then I go up to have, break down by their shed and they go swimming. Right by the swimming pool is the shed, so they wanted to watch me break down and all that. So after I noticed they're just watching, I just walk over to them.
Describe your breakdown to me.
I actually cried. Started kicking grass, just doing the toddler tantrum shit. Then I hopped in the water with them.
Okay.
So it was too late. I was in the water and I realized Crest didn't have a top. and that was uncomfortable. But I talked to them more, and that's when she brought up the housing situation, how she doesn't like how my parents like are. I guess I don't know. She doesn't know them that well. She's never met them.
Okay. Chris was saying that.
And Kat's mom. No,
Okay.
Kat's mom is speaks his her first thought right away.
Yeah.
So they're offering me to get a job, live with them, work for them while I'm working, and pay rent. And that's kind of their deal. I would have like a month free of rent, or a month or two maybe if they're thinking. I could be able to borrow a car from Crest maybe if she's nice. Or not using it, I'd be able to go to work.
Did she have a lot of cards or something? No. Okay. Just an extra one probably.
She stays at the farm.
Okay.
So if she didn't need it, I could use it
Sure.
to go to a job or at least interviews.
Yeah.
I was hoping for a job, near where I live, so I could bike. That would keep me,
Yeah.
these going. I don't think they can get worse, but I could keep doing it.
Yeah.
Where are we?
Sunday. So you were swimming, had a little breakdown. What were you having a breakdown about?
You ever have your legs kind of? Yeah.
No, I haven't.
Just I don't even know if they're done bleeding like as bad as they can be yet. So that's not fun.
And I think you were telling me last night it's a symptom of a concussion, right?
So
Is that right?
that's not it. It's a symptom of nerve damage from the hit to my spine. So it's permanent.
Okay. I understand.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just
So it's just legs.
he needs to. He actually needs a napkin to dab his chin. There's so much shit dribbling onto it. Oh, do we have a vote? Do we officially have a vote? Do we have a dipshit vote for the first one for the trial? Woohoo!
This feeling is probably colostomy bag down the road and all of that. But
What the fuck?
we are
How did he go from a brain bleed to a colostomy? Like, what the fuck? The two are so. Yeah. It's like I like snowflakes and snow peas.
Sunday. Yeah. Oh, okay. We're sitting in the pool. We're hanging out.
All right, so that's 1, 2, 3.
They're just talking to me.
2, 3.
Sometimes they're being nice. Sometimes they're like making the offer, like, "Hey,
Well,
you can move in. You can pay rent. This is a good neighborhood. It's a cul-de-sac. There's parking. So, yeah, on the east side, just off of Milwaukee Street, that's Andrew. You take a left turn onto Andrew, Milwaukee.
Yep.
So that's it. So it's a good neighborhood, kind of like the one by my parents.
No, people get killed in your neighborhood.
If I live there, I at least be on doing my own thing. And then they're like, "Well, appreciate you stopping by." So I head out and I go. That was Monday afternoon. I go to dinner at Kat's house on the east side.
Okay. What time do you think that was?
Had to be 7:30. I left the farm, which is Cress's.
7:30 p.m.
Cress's.
Okay. He's on the board.
So
yeah.
And then she's planning on feeding me. This is Monday, correct?
Yeah.
What, she's going to spoon feed you and give you a bib?
I think we just eat and cuddle a little bit.
Oh, cuddle.
There's the girls.
Say my name,
let them
bitch.
out and go to bed because I kind of had a day.
Yeah. What time do you think you left her place?
I'd say 9.
You left about 9. Okay. She didn't come with you?
No, it was alone that night.
Okay.
I really want to drag her away. I think she stayed at her house that night, not apartment.
Okay.
So there we are. Tuesday morning. I can't remember Tuesday. Dan wakes me up, I believe, with something, or not wakes me up. I did the 6 again with the dogs and the food, but I got back in bed. I don't know if I passed out or zoned out a little bit, but Dan is worried about my mom on Tuesday, I think.
Did he call
I
or
said
text
no,
you?
no word. My mom, I don't know if he called up. I think he just contacted. That's what I can think of.
Reached out.
Yeah, he reached out. Then I'm like, oh, it's Tuesday morning. They should be here. A little worried. I think I called my mom that day.
All right.
And then,
You talk to her?
no, she never took
Guys,
it's
it's
always
there?
it's always the voicemail. It's a voicemail. You know when you
Yeah.
so it's off, out of range. I don't know the other factors that can give you that.
It's like a voicemail right away. It goes right to voicemail, right?
Yeah. Okay. So whatever factors can give you that.
So I might have missed it. So from the time like they left, did you talk to them at all when they were
I got a
up
text.
north? You got the one text
And I
that you mentioned
don't
earlier,
even like it.
right?
Yeah.
But that was it? Nothing else?
Yeah. So that's fishy to me, even the text, because I realized Memorial Day is when the White Lake Parade is.
Oh, sure.
There's no 4th of July. Maybe there's cheap drinks, but there's no parade at White Lake on the 4th. So, well, maybe there is now. I realize I've always gone on Memorial because that's the
Sure.
weekend I get time off from school and all of that. You don't get time off for the 4th.
So basically from the time that they're gone at the cabin and you're home, running around doing what you're doing, you just had one communication with mom.
Yeah, that's kind of how
Via
I
text.
just assumed the amount of people, where they're at, and whether all
Oh, I understand. I was just
all
making
added
sure it
up
wasn't more
to
than one.
her not contacting, but this is the only text.
Was there anything with dad?
No, I won't even bother talking to him. He wouldn't use his phone while he's up there. He loves it.
Oh.
Do it.
Does he keep his phone on when he's up there?
It's usually in the car.
Oh, okay.
My brother and I just text all the time while we're up there. We even set up wire antennas sometimes to make better connection.
Sure.
Okay. So here we are. Where?
Tuesday. Called mom. Voicemail immediately.
Voicemail immediately Tuesday-ish. Where?
Dan called, worried about mom not coming to work. You had already fed the dogs and that before Dan called you or reached out to you.
So Tuesday. I'm doing this. I got a coffee at a Quick Trip one day. Well, I think that could have been Tuesday morning.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. At Quick Trip, I got a coffee, and I used my dad's number at a Quick Trip to give me the free one because it was the
Rewards.
Proof of Gold.
Yep.
I could have afforded it, but there's a free one, and it's Tuesday or it wasn't Monday. I could have gotten $1 one, but it was full price, I believe. And I grabbed the coffee because it was a free one. He hasn't used it for weeks, so I grabbed that at a Quick Trip. I couldn't tell you which one. I was just driving at that point.
When you use it's a rewards card is what they call it, right?
Yeah.
You just enter his phone number or
Type
something.
it. You type it.
Okay.
But I got coffee. Had to be, I'm assuming Tuesday. And I got a free one.
Sweet.
It was terrible.
Oh, it was?
I wanted to try Proof of Gold.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad. Then we're at Tuesday. Cat's working up, and I'm gaming, job hunt. And then I started trying to get the glass. 'Cause I've been a little lazy on the glass. I just kind of have chairs in front of it. I broom and
Oh, fuck, I put it.
a little sweeper holder. You broom it into that.
Dustpan.
Yeah. Tossing the glass into recycling. I get most of it. There's a bunch in the cracks of the stone that I'm picking out by hand. I didn't injure myself from that, but just yeah. Just my blood was kind of on the floor, so I got the Swiffer I borrowed from Kat from the foot. I borrowed a Swiffer to mop. I Swiffered the floor, like not the stone, but the floor. And then I got a little bit in the kitchen. And then everywhere kind of I walked pretty much. The bathroom, the kitchen. And then I couldn't get the carpet, so I still stained that up to look ratty.
Where was there carpet at?
The stairs between basement and kitchen.
Carpet. Oh, that's right.
Carpet stairs. I tried. I can't get it out. I don't know how to do that, but then all the way up to the laundry room where I found my first aid kit. I just tried to stop all the bleeding, but it wouldn't stop. So
And that blood was all coming from your left foot.
yeah, left foot hole.
Left foot hole.
Yeah.
I mean, are we talking massive amounts of blood? Or are we talking, a little bit? Like describe.
It started as drops until I got to the bathroom, and then I got back to go grab my sock and some of the paper towel, and then I see the glasses in there, so I grab the tweezers and I pull it out, and then it starts squirting out. And I got some on a little bit of the rock. It wasn't that bad of the rock, but it. I think the worst was that floor, that like kind of like like this lid puddles. It wasn't good.
Are we talking the floor down in the basement?
Well, that one, and then I go upstairs to the kitchen, and it's still going, and I'm trying to get my foot in the sink just to slow it down and pinch it maybe. And then I waddle upstairs to the eye factor, the first aid kit. And once I got it kind of bundled up, it stopped for what I know. Then I need to get some tape. We have a tape box in the basement. I go there and I opened it up again. I pull it a little bit more, but the basement was easy to clean. It's just cement, just a little bit of water, and I would rag that up. But then I grabbed the tape box and I wrapped it. After that's Tuesday.
Yep.
That's Tuesday. Wings. I go to Cats.
Oh, okay.
We had wings.
What time?
I've been doing the BS of first aid and all that. I go to Kat's house with her mom and her brother. That could have been 5 or 6. I can't give you the exact.
Did you guys pick up the wings and go there? Or?
No, I drove to Kat's straight there.
What'd you drive?
The Suburb.
Right. Car choice.
I just with the Volvo's seat, like, I can't do it with my foot.
So you're talking about wings. Did you guys go pick up wings? Or?
Yeah, so we get there, and we're calling around, seeing what's up. James is getting home with Jimmy John's. And we're like, oh, don't eat all of it. He's like, I'm hungry now. Do all that post-gym crap. So he grabs, eats half of his sandwich, and then we go, Kat and I, the two of us, in my car, we go to Buffalo Wild Wings.
Do you remember which one?
I couldn't tell you.
Okay.
I don't. Had the East, right? That's close to
Yeah.
It's by a mall.
Probably something.
It's by a mall. There's a mall. We go in, we get the wings, we go out. We go to Cats, we eat. We watch this movie, Pretty in Pink or something. It's about a girl that likes fashion and goes to Harvard. So,
is that on Netflix or normal TV?
They have like everything there. I didn't know.
All right, so you eat the wings at Cats, watch Pretty in Pink.
Yeah, it was a mom's choice. But the 4 of us, we all ate.
Okay.
And then went upstairs, laid down in our bed for a few minutes.
Just letting the food settle or hanging out?
Noticed she's kind of falling asleep. So I'm like, okay, I'm ready to get out of here. And I go home, get the girls all ready for bed, going outside, get them watered.
What time do you think you made it home?
Say 9 at the latest. The girls, water, not really food they could eat before, but water and played like indoor playtime in the bathroom.
Sure.
So
did you guys go to? So you were home alone then?
I've been home alone this whole weekend, really, except when Kat comes.
Yeah.
So Kat didn't come that night. So now we're pushing Wednesday.
That
aren't we?
didn't come that night.
What time do you think you went to bed on Tuesday night?
I said nothing.
I would be getting close when I got home, 10 at the latest.
I'm still trying to find
I've
the
been
fucking
playing
template.
lately.
The dipshit
Um,
tip.
so
Oh, there it is.
in the morning on Sunday.
Ah.
No, wait, where are we? Wednesday. Wednesday. Okay, so Wednesday. I try to go to the farm. I keep spamming Cress. I kind of need someone to talk to because I'm freaking out about my parents. Jane's calling me. I give her the address to go to the farm or to the cabin. Jane Helgendorf. Never picked up from Cress, so I go home.
Did you drive over to the farm or?
Yeah.
Because she wasn't answering her phone, right? So
No, I got close, but then I realized I can't just show up. They'd shoot me. I don't know when I drive. I look like with a hat on.
They got guns over there, or would they actually shoot you?
No, I'm just saying. Her dad lives there. He's 90. He got a buck when he was 95 or something. So I know if he didn't know who I was, he could have.
Yeah.
So he's old, but he can use a gun. That's why I wouldn't do that.
Yeah. So Cress's dad lives there too.
Yeah.
Is it Cress's farm or dad's
It's her
farm?
dad's. He built it.
Oh, okay. And then
She lives there. She's managing the property because he's in a chair.
Yeah, he's old.
So then it's not really a farm. It's a
Farm man.
hobby farm.
Yeah, okay, I gotcha.
They
I
just
haven't ever been there.
let wildflowers grow for the bees. That's pretty much it. And their own berries. But it's then here we are. I turn around and then Jane calls. I get a picture of the property at the cabin. And I see that. So I'm looking at the cabin. And then it doesn't look right. There's a birch tree in front. And I didn't like the look of it because that didn't just sit right with me a little bit. But it looked like tracks were pushed down into the grass a little bit. I don't know, in the picture. And Mike said there was like light tracks, like someone was there.
Where was the birch tree at?
It looked like it was in the middle of the drive. And sometimes we do that. We find a fallen log and we put it like a double door entrance.
Mm-hmm.
So you go in from the gate, you park, you move the next, and then you drive.
Yeah, sure.
So that's like the only security we can get up there. We have done that before. The grass is overgrown, but that's from the storm and the fallen trees.
Mm-hmm.
You can't mow there because the flowers.
So with the birch tree, I mean, if you guys typically put stuff down like security, why did it look weird to you this time?
I've never seen that log. We have this log that's
One that you've been
close to
using.
the shed. It's, I would say, closer to petrified than rotten. It's hard, like really hard.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of tree, but that's what my dad and I use when we go.
So you typically use the same tree. This one just seemed out of place too.
Yeah, that's not the tree we use.
Gotcha.
Where are we?
Wednesday morning, Jane sends you a picture of the cabin. You see the birch tree. And look
All right.
right to you.
Then I go to the police station because I ask her, when should I make a thing? Point or the. I'm sorry.
No worries, man.
What?
Wednesday morning, you said you went to the police department.
Yeah, to make a. I'll talk to them about my parents. And then I met with 3 sheriffs that came.
3, you said?
3. There was a Seeley, he's bearded. The guy that drove me here, I'm not sure the name. And then Collins, she was also doing canvassing.
Mm-hmm.
So canvassing. So here we are, those 3. I get the questions answered. Then we go to my house. And then there's 3 more, the same 3 sheriffs.
So they talked to you at the police station or wherever you.
Yeah, I get the information and stuff.
And
like
then
that.
they came to your house.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's probably about. Then I came a couple hours later.
They were there questioning. You're here now questioning. And then that night, what night are we on? Wednesday night, I go to Dan and Mary's.
Wednesday night.
Wednesday night.
What time do you think?
They feed me. I had probably 7:30.
And you said you went to
Dan and Mary Sesto and Dan something-a-bitch.
so Mary Sesto's house.
Mary Sesto's house. It's on the same road
As
pretty
yours?
much. Yeah. They just up the
Around
curves.
the corner. For dinner, you went there?
Yeah. Well, they just fed me. They didn't eat.
Okay.
They just wanted to brainstorm.
Any good ideas come out of it?
No.
Okay. So you said you
We
went.
only could think of Dan, and Dan's been here.
Yeah. So you said you went to the police department to talk about your parents. Just tell me what exactly did you talk about your parents with the deputies about?
Oh, we're making a report. That I thought I had to do that at a station.
Okay. And you were reporting, like, what were you reporting exactly? I just want to write down and
Yeah.
have it on there.
They're missing this.
Okay. Gotcha.
Um,
As far as you know, I mean, were you able to tell? We've gone into a lot of detail last night and tonight, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that you gave them as much information as you've given me, or do you think that we
You
could have
asked
gone
way
into
more questions.
Yeah.
You even asked about my injuries,
Yeah.
the bleeding and the fireplace.
Yeah.
The sheriffs kind of gave what they need to make reports, and you just asked about like home life.
Everything, right? Okay.
So you got more in depth.
Yeah.
I think. Wednesday here we are, and throughout the weekend I've been calling.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. I'm just kind of looking at some things here. So we started Wednesday. Mom had work. You and your dad watched Wheel of Fortune. I'm just going to kind of read stuff back through.
My
a little bit.
God.
And we kind of ended it last night because I've been talking to you since then, so I don't think there's much else that I need you to tell me from last night. So watching Wheel of Fortune, you're on the couch, table downstairs, couch back to the table downstairs, and I tossing the ball around for the dog and broke the glass fireplace. Your foot gets hurt, dad gets mad, right? Yeah. Mom left for work in the morning, comes home later on. The dog was fine, not injured at all. Was it the dog or the ball that crashed into the glass?
Both. The ball bounced. The dog hit it with the shoulder.
Okay.
That's how it broke. The ball went down it.
Yeah, probably not. Okay.
Um,
All right. Playing games, watching YouTube, job search. I'm just gonna still reading out loud, just make sure I don't have any questions. You guys typically make your beds every day? Looked like they were made yesterday when I was there.
yes. Okay. We usually do sheets every few days in beds.
You change the sheets every day?
Every few.
Yeah.
They get changed.
I say that's
In the
motivated.
cases. Or the dog hair, it's kind of hard to sleep.
Yeah, they probably do have some pretty long hair.
The heat they shed. But
Yeah, that's fine. I get it. I got a dog. He sheds too, but you got two of them. All right. As far as the blood on your foot, how did you clean that up? So we were talking. You had blood on
Swiffer wet jet.
Okay, Swiffer wet jet. And where did you get that from?
Cat let me borrow it.
Where's it at now?
I returned it.
The cat.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know where it's at now. I just brought it back. Give it back to her.
Did you use anything else?
Hydrogen peroxide for the tiles and the hard floors. Just the big globs needed a little bit.
Hydrogen peroxide. Did that seem to help get rid of the blood?
Well, it hurt my foot and stuff, but it didn't really help. It kind of just made a mess.
And when you say only on tiles, I'm trying to remember your house.
I couldn't do carpet with it. It
Yeah.
would ruin the carpet, right?
It would. I think so.
Tiles.
Tiles, are we talking kitchen? Because downstairs
Yeah.
is just like cement.
Well, when I had some blood on the basement, I used the peroxide.
Okay. Basement floor and tiles in the kitchen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, peroxide. It wasn't as much. Like there weren't like this size pools in the kitchen.
Okay.
I was pinching it pretty dang hard, but which was also cutting deeper because I had
Yeah.
another might still have been a piece of glass.
Is that the biggest pool that you saw? Was something?
This was downstairs. This was kind of on the stone, close to the glass, and then there was one right at the base, kind of where the chairs I put, like a good 2 2 3-inch diameter.
3-inch diameter.
More than that.
Did you do anything to? So I wrote down on Tuesday that you tried getting the glass cleaned up in the basement. Tossed it in the glass glass and recycling. Did you clean up at all when it actually happened?
No, my dad was furious. So he did stuff
to clean it.
Yeah, I don't know what he did, but he sent me to my room upstairs and he did whatever he did, but it still was on the floor after he was done.
Okay. Did your dad get injured at all when the glass broke? Did he step on any?
He sent me up, but I don't doubt it. When he gets mad, he's not thinking.
So we don't know if your dad got hurt.
No.
Okay.
No. But my best guess is that guy reached in the fireplace and cut off his arm or something. I don't know. So head pain? Do you guys have like Tylenol or something? I know you guys can't really offer anything like that. But
Like a headache?
yeah, we're getting the migraines from all of the hits and stuff.
Yeah, we can try and get
Right. That's better.
So all right, so cleaning out the blood, we just got the Swiffer and the hydrogen peroxide.
Sorry, I've been
Just kind of smeared it around.
making the dipshit awards. Sorry.
There's another paper toweling. Yeah.
Aw.
Use that. And then
I'm
there's,
sorry.
I don't know.
Have I been doing that for that long?
Where did all those paper towels go? Just
No.
in trash.
Yeah. Some it's everywhere in my car trash, in my trash.
They ended up in the car trash.
There's a bag in the car that I carried around. It's a car trash.
Oh,
it's like a gallon bag.
Okay.
That's more portable than the garbage can. So, yeah, bloody rag after bloody rag, just trying to get it all out.
He's
I don't know,
just
it's
dribbling
a lot.
shit. That's all he's doing. It's
I
like,
did feel sick, so
what?
Clinton did that much, right?
Yeah, you
Can I-
didn't enough that fast.
Yeah, I can.
Is there any reason to believe mom or dad's blood would be somewhere in the house that they've been injured at all that you're aware of?
Oh, my dad scratches his psoriasis till he like gushes blood.
Okay, gushing.
Gushes from his psoriasis, really?
Like cover your leg, I suppose. Like he has it on his knee.
Oh my god!
So when he does this, it just like drips down.
All right, the dipshit awards are in the dipshit pile.
He just kind of like it's his head.
Playlist.
Yeah, probably itches. Does he like does it enough to get on the floor? Does it leave?
Oh yeah.
Like how much? Like before we were talking the water bottle lid and the Yeti lid. Is there? I mean, like are we talking puddles like that or just drippings or?
You know.
Okay.
But I'm thinking Yeti lid if he's there and I don't catch him soon enough.
Oh jeez.
My mom's blood. Just from her bloody noses, she gets sometimes. She gets some.
She gets
That's why we've been
bloody
doing the humidifier and dehumidifiers.
Yeah. Probably downstairs. You get the.
We have to do multiple of them, but she can't be in the living room too long because that's a dehumidifier. And if she does, her nose gets bad. Not like a regular one. She gets it bad. But she either goes to the kitchen to fix it for vanity or the bathroom.
When she has bloody noses, are we talking? It's just spraying around? Is it just dripping?
Well, it's not squirting, but it's
Just
dripping,
no
and she
notion.
doesn't notice it.
Okay.
She can't feel it anymore.
Okay. Is there any reason to believe that in either one of their vehicles there would be any of their blood?
Their vehicles?
Yeah. Or anybody's vehicle, let's say that.
Maybe car trash. Mom's car trash would definitely the past few days. My dad's car trash.
Why would they have blood in their car trashes?
Well, my mom does the bloody noses with air conditioning. So when we have air conditioning, my mom will have to use bring towels and stuff because in the hot days you can't have your windows open. You won't drive well.
No.
So air conditioning, my mom will have nosebleeds. My dad hasn't had them as much as she does, but he gets them.
Okay.
His are worse than my mom's.
Does he ever get them in the house then, or?
Mostly just with air conditioning, but sometimes with a dehumidifier.
Okay.
Me personally, just in air conditioning.
Mm-hmm.
I get them, but not as bad as my parents. It's not bad.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm just thinking.
It's kind of absorbing.
I just want to make sure that I'm asking everything so I don't have to keep calling and stuff.
Oh, you know my brother, is he okay?
Mitch?
Yeah, did he make it? I know that's a long drive.
He hasn't called. Yeah, he hasn't called me at all, so I don't know.
I don't think they've ever done a trip like that. So
it's like 3 hours, 3.5 hours.
Mitch did have it.
As far as up at the cabin, when do you think the last time you were up there?
Personally, last year.
Last year.
Memorial Day, I believe. If it wasn't the weekend before Memorial. I didn't make the parade. I never got there last year.
When do you think the last time your mom or dad were at the cabin before?
My dad went when my brother was diagnosed with diabetes.
When was that?
The weekend before my concussion. So 1, 2, 3. Not including this week. 3, 4. Yeah, 4. 4 weeks.
Your brother doing okay? He wasn't born with diabetes. Then.
No, this was. I guess the kind you're born with.
June of this year, like 3-4 weeks ago.
Yeah. Okay. So he went up. Noticed our plumbing's gone to crap, and he bought a new set, something at a flea farmer at Home Depot, or it's like a 4-way converter type thing for the plumbing.
Okay.
Something
for the cabin.
Yeah, for the cabin.
It's for like a toilet, or
yeah, we have a toilet up there actually now.
Nice. Not just an outhouse.
No, there is an outhouse.
Yeah, you want to ask him?
Yeah, I appreciate that. What did you say? Yeah. I was like,
Oh no, but yeah, and it was free, and I got a coffee. It was a free one, and yeah, it was Tuesday. Oh, that's right. Kat was there too. Yeah, no, she came in. Yeah, no, she didn't like sleeping on the fort bed with me, so she went upstairs to my room. I guess I wasn't getting a BJ after all, so whatever. And then I cleaned, and then I farted and scratched my ball sack and found pube on the toilet seat, and just that type of shit. It's fucking ridiculous.
I thought you said Adderall.
No, I don't know. Not that. Just Adderall. Just over the counter stuff.
Thank you.
3 more.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Tim. Just Adderall, right? Put them on your mouth, right?
What in the Paul?
So the plumbing went to crap.
The Paul, what?
Was it a sink or a toilet, or what was it with the plumbing that went bad?
So when we have to pour water in every time we go up to start the pump.
I've got him at 1.5
So
too.
for some reason, by pouring water in, the water never rose in the toilet bowl, apparently. So you couldn't flush it. The water didn't come to the toilet.
Mm-hmm.
So you need a new thing to stop whatever the problem was. I think leaking. I don't know. I didn't hear everything from him.
Sure. How did you find out about that?
He?
Yeah. How did you know that there was a plumbing issue up there?
Well, he went up there just to go see the cabin.
Oh, so when he went up a couple weeks ago, he realized an issue. This time, he wanted to fix it.
Well, he fixed the major issue, so it won't be flooding the house.
Okay.
The cabin. No, he wanted the pipe set to redo it.
Okay.
Because we need new pipes because they're lead. And I think we might be moving to plastic because there's no water heat. We can do plastic.
Yeah, but
okay, I'm trying to figure out what that part was. But that was when Mitch diabetes, the number one.
Did Mitch go up there with him?
No, I kind of with Mitch on that weekend.
yeah. Thank you, sir. I was just actually just going through my channel links, and I'm like, oh, I forgot about that. Oh, yeah, as housekeeping because this is fucking shit. Thank you. Much appreciated. Nah.
And doing stuff.
Suffering your jocks.
And then later that week, I had my fall, and I just started getting my memory back. Okay. So.
That's why. Was it Tuesday? Did it happen on
They were
Tuesday?
up there before. I think Dad did it all himself, maybe. This is
Mitch hasn't been in the cabin in a while.
Oh, sorry.
Today?
I'm back having a spasm.
I wouldn't say he's been there. He did for last year.
Thank you, ma'am. I laugh too hard. My back goes, oh, fuck yeah. Oh, thank you. Hang on. Mwah. I'll hang on. I'll see if I can. Let me see. Is Elizabeth still in the chat? Oh fuck! I can't even buy my. I can't even buy myself a membership for someone. I can't donate it. Fuck. Why? Why? Oh, and apparently these, you know, these little things down the side, that the love hearty float and the smiley face, apparently they count too, like a like. Yeah, yeah. Apparently. Who knew? So smash that heart. I think it all counts as interactions or some shit.
With us, or you know, he's got a family now, a dog, a girlfriend, no kids, but it's kind of, you know, I found, you know how it is with brothers.
Yeah, all right.
Just flew the coop.
Got a few of myself.
Yeah.
All right.
I've started thinking about that myself, and my parents are trying to figure that out with me.
Mm-hmm. About that.
We got all the background, I think, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So I think it's time to start talking about what happened to your parents, like the truth version.
Oh,
We have like 20 pages of writing. We're gonna start with a clean white piece of paper for you to start telling the truth. Okay. What? Because this is the only chance you're gonna have to tell us the truth. Okay. What we listen. I can't tell you what we know. But we know you're not telling us the truth. We know your parents are no longer.
Thank you. Look at you lot. Oh, did you go to Stimmy? Yay! It did. That's awesome. Shut up. Mine isn't here today. What? Your guy. Well, that's what I was trying to do with Elizabeth, but I can't. It won't even let me buy a membership on my own freaking channel. Like, what the fuck, YouTube? Really? Hey, Christine, how you doing? Sometimes. Who are you talking about? I'm confused. It doesn't take me much. All right.
You're with us. Okay, and we know the reason why. Okay, you need to tell the truth. Listen.
I can't even remember what's in there.
Just tell us
I
why.
better look.
Okay, if something happened, if you were defending yourself, or if you just got fed up with stuff, you need to tell us the truth. Okay, this is your chance to tell us why. Okay, I'm not BSing you. Okay,
Not BSing you. Oh, you get hard to reply to comments.
There'll be a pause.
At lunch break, I bet you. No, not quite.
Under arrest. Okay.
What happened? Okay.
And look, you know what happened. We're not going to tell you what happened. You know what happened. You were there when it happened. We're not BSing you, okay?
What happened?
We know more than you think we know. I understand. But there's people that have told us things. We have evidence. We have proof. There's more happened up there. So your parents never made it to the cabin. I think you know that.
There'll be another pause.
I said, if you want to stand up, this one over here for me. Get them in your pockets at all.
Oh, I better add them to the Discord chat room.
Oh. So they won't take the date down in the jail.
Uh-oh, here be a naughty boy.
You just took it. Oh, that's a base stand up point.
No, it's in.
Oh, in. I got you. Okay.
Members only, where are we?
I'm going to stop. And for all intents and purposes at 1:48:24. And Judge, you can turn off the screen for a moment if you'd like.
What's that one? Member suggestions? No. Where's the members? Oh, Jesus Christ! Oh, just blow my head off. I think it's a VIP chat. I think that's all. I can't remember. I'm trying to add the 2 new members to the VIP chat.
On July 9th, the next day, were photographs taken of Mr. Halderson's toe.
Photographs were taken of his toe, and I believe on the 9th.
And you've seen those photographs as well as the other photographs taken on that day in the course of the investigation?
Yes.
Showing exhibits 500 and 501.
Change that.
What are those?
Members.
Those appear to be images of the injury on Chandler's foot.
I'd move 500 and 501 into evidence.
Can I have a foundation objection?
Can you lay more foundation through this witness for the photos?
Sure. Who took these photographs?
That would be Deputy Jim Plenty.
And you've reviewed these photographs in the course of this investigation?
Yes.
And the series of photographs taken start with overviews and move down to specific areas of Mr. Halderson's body?
Correct.
So while in these photographs you can't see Mr. Halderson, in the overview ones and as they move closer, you can identify the person?
Yes.
And who is the person being photographed?
Chandler Halderson.
That's fine.
They are received. They may be published.
Move to publish 500 and 501. Give me 1 second. Do you mind queuing that up?
Are you all set for it?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Detective, I'm showing you what to mark as exhibit number 500. Is that photograph taken Mr. Halderson's foot?
Yes.
501. Same thing?
Correct.
Can I just read it back? 500.
Yes.
No further questions for now.
Cross-examination.
Not at this time, thank you.
Thank you, Detective. You may return back. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an appropriate time to take our noon lunch break since we're about 4 minutes away from noon. It's 5 degrees outside. Be cautious and careful. But as always, you're free to leave and go get lunch or have lunch here. We'll resume on the record at 1:15. I want to make sure you have enough time for the break. Again, my thanks for your patience this morning. We'll start right at 1:15 and resume. And of course, while you're away from this room and perhaps even this building, don't discuss the case with anyone else or become exposed purposely or inadvertently to any information about the case, research about the case, or discussions about the case. Thank you all.
I think I might have to create
good morning, or I guess almost good afternoon, everyone. James Langer, Digital Content Manager for Channel3000.com. Just as you just heard here.
Let's take it back down and let's go. Stop. Oh, bad pause, bad pause. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when the pause on you? Kathy! How are you, sweetheart? Oh, God. I'm so not up with chat at the moment. Sorry. I'm doing 3 things at once. The thing you just said counts as it. Yes, the heart thing, you know, down the bottom of chat where you can put the 100% or the heart or the celebration or whatever. Apparently, yeah, that. Yes, that's it. Yes, that one. That all counts. And I can't remember off the top of my head the button, isn't there? Oh. Hello, sweetheart. And da, 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 da. Hey there, thanks for stopping in. Do, do, do. I hope you'll join us again. Do, do, do. Sound familiar? Yeah, Kathy, you have to type something. You have to type something. Just write something in chat. The word something. Oh, is it in the... What? Oh, is that the live reaction? Ah, okay. Maybe I did turn it off. Is it there now? I'm like, what did this button do? Now I found out. Refresh your page and see if it's there. That's what that button did. I kept unticking it because it did. One vote for me.
Or did was this summer.
And what brought you over to this area?
My daughter and her fiance live here
And whereabouts do they live?
in Sauk City.
And do they live in the city or out in a rural area?
It's rural. They kind of live in a weird spot on the edge of 3 counties.
Is it there? Yeah.
But I call it rural. Definitely for me.
Okay.
Rural.
Now I know what that button does.
Is there any public land near where they live?
Yes.
And whereabouts is that in relation to their property?
They live 2 houses away from the river. Well, I guess there's woods before you get to the river.
I think I'm deliriously tired. I had my court hearing today for the final intervention order, or the final copy, the final order of the intervention order for the dipshits at the front. And it was a Zoom, well, like a Zoom thing, but it was a WebEx. So I appeared via Zoom, and I tried to do a Swifty. I tried to screen record the whole thing. So I recorded it for the whole 3 hours I was there waiting, and I thought, yay, I can post this and give everyone an insight into what goes on in Australian courtrooms. And when I got out and went to upload it to my drive, it had 57 seconds. I'm like, what? That's been going for 3 hours. I saw the little red thing. It came on when the judge shut down her stream. So I think there must have been like a blocker or something to prevent people from screen recording it. So as soon as she got up off the bench, that's the bit that I recorded from me then until I signed out. But yes, I got a full year's intervention order from next door. She didn't turn up. And apparently when they gave her served her, she was told that she had to attend this hearing because she already had a failure to appear in another burglary matter. So because she wasn't there, they just put mine through no worries because it wasn't contested. And then they said bye, and I thought, oh, well, I'm just going to hang around and lay here and watch what goes on and just observe. And the judge started talking to the prosecutor, and she said, well, if she hasn't turned up, I'll give her until 2:00. If she hasn't turned up, I'll issue a warrant for arrest. I'm like, oh, cool. She fucking turned up at 1:45. Yeah. And the judge is like, meh, too late. Sorry. It was very funny. But she actually went in there to, she had a lawyer and everything. Have fun with that. I've got wing cam.
And across the street is a large open lot that it's not public land, but at the time I first got here, I thought it was. It all looks like public land to me.
What? The reason for that story was at like 8:30 this morning, so I haven't slept. That's what I was saying. I'm deliriously tired. And every time I just start to doze off, my phone would ring, or
It's all open.
Sure. And were you visiting this summer around July 3rd?
Yes.
And in that
Yeah, they
July
blocked it.
3rd, in the morning between 8 and 9 a.m., Were you outside?
I'm trying to finish off this errand pack because they're in deliberations at the mushroom murder trial. And the only information you can get over here, there is absolutely no audio or visual, anything allowed in the courtroom. Nothing. They can like come out in the breaks and, you know, obviously say something about it. But most of them have a podcast. And so at the end of the day, they just go and do their podcast. So you've got to try and find a podcast, download the transcript to the podcast, and then upload it into my software so that I can collate it all and organize it. And where was I going with that? So when they actually have some audio, they go like, you know, oh, so and so testified. Here's what happened, and then they have this disclaimer: the voices you are hearing are from paid voice actors. So they don't even like record and quote the judge or anything like that. They do like a mock. It's fucking ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. I know. So, you know, when you get run down, the yeast just builds up and takes over. It does. Maybe that's why I'm itchy. But it was under my arm, you know. I actually changed my laundry liquid. I went for a cheaper. Yeah, no, I'm going back to the other. This is actually a short day. It's we've got, where are we? We're at 4 hours, so with 45 minutes left. And I've changed my sheets today, so I am looking forward. Nothing better than clean sheets. Oh my God. Especially not a wet patch. God, I wouldn't even know what that was anymore.
Yes.
And what were you doing outside that day?
I'm playing with my granddaughter. I'm raising my granddaughter, and she and I were running around.
Can you
out in the
tell?
yard. Well, actually, she was.
I'm like,
we were waiting for my daughter to come because we were going to go to the park.
And did you see anything that day that ultimately maybe you were asked about from the police in this investigation?
I know, me too.
I saw a man.
If I was rich, I would have someone wash and dry my hair and style it, do my makeup every day, massage my feet, and change my sheets. And iron those fuckers.
Who was walking away from some cars parked at the end of the street. At the time, I didn't know the river was there. So he was parked facing the river in the woods, and he walked away from it, and then he walked back to his car. And mind you, I was watching my granddaughter. I noticed him, but I was watching her. And then I thought he was walking back to meet someone, and then he didn't. And he looked across the street from my daughter where there's a big open lot, which at the time I thought maybe he was looking for a hiking trail. And then I didn't see where he went after he went back to his car. I assume now the only place he could have gone would have been into the woods.
Okay. And what stuck out to you? Why did you remember this? Or was there anything odd that caused you to remember this?
Actually, no. At the time, I didn't think it was odd. I just thought it was a guy who was going hiking. And when I met my daughter later, it was my very first day in Wisconsin. I said, "Is there hiking trails around your house? It looked like there was a guy there going hiking." And she says, "No, people don't go hiking there. They go fishing usually down by the river." And so I at the time, I didn't even think it was odd. I just thought maybe there were some good hiking trails.
Sure. Do you know what the roads are around there, even called?
Yes, because I ended up staying for 2 months once I got here.
Sure. About what are the road names that are around that area?
My daughter lives on the corner of, I think it's Highway 188, and it's called Jensen Road, but it's also called Old Highway 60, depending on which county you're in.
Okay.
And then it's right, the next street over is the new Highway 60. I assume it's new.
Got it. This man that you saw, if you give us a general physical description of him.
He was about somewhere in his early to mid 20s to maybe early 30s. Not real tall, maybe 5'10"-ish, I'd say. Either dark hair or a dark hat. I'm not 100% sure. And he was wearing a backpack and some pants. I can't remember if they were jeans or khakis, but it looked like he was going hiking.
Did you were you able to observe what his race was?
He was white. Well, I assume he was
Caucasian.
One second. You mentioned he was coming from some cars. Do you know what car he was coming from or what the cars were?
I know there were 2 or 3 cars parked there because they hadn't been when I arrived the night before. One of them was a Subaru. I know that because I had just sold my Subaru. And I don't know and one of them was dark. And I don't know for sure which car he was coming from or to. He was just around them.
Thank you. No further questions.
Cross-examination.
Good afternoon. It's not unusual to see cars parked in that area, correct?
I wouldn't know. That was my very first day there.
You spent 2 months there?
Afterwards, there were days when there were no cars and there were days when there were 2 or 3 cars, yes.
So it's not unusual that there were cars parked there.
Based on what I saw this summer, I would say so. Say it's not unusual, yes. Sorry, that wasn't clear.
This person you saw, you didn't recognize them as someone you knew, correct?
No,
And you didn't recognize them in any way other than the brief description you just gave, correct?
correct.
That's it. Thank you.
Any redirect?
No.
May this witness be excused and released from her subpoena.
She's both excused and released from her subpoena.
Thank you so much. Have
Thank
a good
you.
rest of your day.
I'll recall Brian Trump to the stand. Thank you.
Pardon? No. I'll remind you that you're still sworn from the oath you swore this morning.
Do you swear?
Good afternoon, Detective.
Good afternoon.
I think you've testified previously that you are one of the 2 lead case detectives along with Detective Sims, who's sitting with us at council table, correct?
Correct.
And as part of being a lead case detective in this case, you've been aware of various locations that have been discussed in this case where remains have been found?
Yes.
Yesterday, the jury heard from Kat, who displayed a map, a screenshot of a Snapchat map to everyone. When you saw that, were you aware of where that location was?
Yes, I was.
And just now, Miss Stefano, I think I got it right, the court reporter nodded. When she testified, are you aware of that location that she's describing?
I am.
Are you very familiar with that area?
I am.
How so?
I used to work patrol for the sheriff's office, and that was one of my areas of responsibility. So I would frequently be in that area. The town of Roxbury was part of my beat. I would, patrol Highway 188, Jensen Road, or Old Highway 60, as some would call it. It is one of the most northwesternmost parts of the county. Once you were to drive past that on 188, you would leave our county. So it was kind of a common turnaround if you were in that area.
Sure. And that location that Kat had the map of, you're aware drone footage was later taken of that area?
Yes.
And is that Exhibit 55?
Yes, it is.
The city we see across the river on the top right corner of Exhibit 55, what city is that?
Prairie du Sac is across the river.
And I'm showing you what's been marked in this case as Exhibit number 121, 122. Are those aerial photographs of this area?
Yes.
And showing you what's been marked as Exhibit number 123 and 124. What are these?
Those are pictures of Chandler Halderson.
In the course of your investigation, were witnesses who had previously been in contact with Mr. Halderson talk to you about any photographs they might have of him?
Yes.
And did a witness provide some photographs of him shirtless, kind of by a tree?
Yes, 2 photos.
And did that witness take those photographs, or did she just have them because Mr. Halderson gave them to her?
She just had those photos.
Okay. I'll move 122, 120, well, excuse me, 121, 122, 123, and 124.
Any objection?
None.
They are received.
I'll move to publish.
You may.
And then, Judge, if you want to turn on HDMI left. And just briefly, this is 532 that we looked at yesterday, the map that Kat was able to provide to law enforcement.
Yes.
And then 121, what are we looking at there?
This is going to be a drone photograph of the Highway 60 bridge. Jensen Road, or Old Highway 60, would be directly beneath the drone here. So this is a picture facing north.
Okay. 122, what are we looking at there?
Similar, it's a drone photograph taken. Jensen Road would be directly beneath, or approximately directly beneath the drone. We're facing to the west. This is going to be Prairie du Sac in the background. Okay. Wisconsin River, obviously, in the photograph also.
Okay. 123, is this one of those photographs of Mr. Halderson that you were able to obtain from someone?
Yes.
And I guess last, are you knowledgeable of who the photographer was?
I am not.
You yourself had opportunities to see Mr. Halderson in person, correct?
Correct.
Including in that several hour-long interview we just watched?
Yes.
And does that appear to you to be Chandler Halderson?
Definitely.
And then 124, just a different type of picture?
Yes.
You're aware ultimately that some items were discovered on that public land that's right there.
I am aware.
What town is that in?
The town of Roxbury,
Now, is the town of Roxbury a town that has police station, post office, things like that?
it does not. It's a very remote area.
Is that location in Dane County, Wisconsin?
Yes, it is.
And it is in fact the location that you've seen on drone footage and you are aware of in this investigation where any human remains were found. Is that location in Dane County, Wisconsin?
Yes, it is.
Nothing further at this time?
Cross-examination.
Detective, those photographs of Mr. Halderson came from an ex-girlfriend
Correct.
who contacted your agency?
I forget how contact was made, whether she contacted us or we contacted her. I don't recall.
So part of the investigation was certainly contacting people who know or knew of Mr.
Correct.
Halderson, correct?
Yes.
Nothing else, thank you.
Any redirect?
No.
Detective, you may return back to council table. Thank you.
Thank you.
Attorney Brown or Raymond?
State would next call Warden Ryan Caputo.
Caputo.
Good afternoon, sir. If you believe you can do so safely and responsibly, testifying without your mask would be our preference, but you're not forced to. That will be up to you.
Okay, I'll leave it on. Thank you.
Very good. Please proceed.
All right. Good afternoon. Could you please state your name, spelling both your first and last for the record?
Ryan Caputo, RyanCaputo,
How are you employed?
with Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources
With-
as a conservation warden.
As a conservation warden. And is that a sworn member of law enforcement?
Yes.
I'm going to ask you to pull that mic just a little bit closer.
Okay.
There's
Is this
water
better?
and Fans, yes.
Okay.
And in mid-July, July 14th to be exact of 2021, were you working in your capacity as a DNR warden?
Yes.
And on that day, what was your assigned tasks or duties?
To help out the Dane County Sheriff's Office with search and abuse of state property for any evidence associated with the Halderson case.
Okay. And how did that search go about? How many coworkers were with you and what was the plan?
As far as how many people were there, I don't remember. There were 3 other wardens that were there, and the plan was just to divide it up into 3 different parcels essentially and search those thoroughly. And I searched the southernmost area
And how do you search those areas thoroughly?
by walking through them and trying to stay as close as possible to each other to make sure that you're not missing anything that might be between each other.
Okay. Just what is that area? How would you describe it to somebody who had never been there?
Yeah, it's part of the Lower Wisconsin Riverway, so it's just wildlife area, a lot of trees, some open grassland type of stuff, and it leads up to the river. Pretty thick with weeds that time of year, in July. A lot of smartweed, pretty thick area overall.
Smartweed.
Is it open to
As
the
opposed
public,
to
private, or something
dumbweed?
else?
It's public land and is open to the public.
What sort of things do people use that land for if they visit it, if you know?
A lot of times it's hiking or going over to the river to go fishing, maybe even sightseeing, seeing bald eagles and so on. And then, any other use somebody could think of for it, I guess.
And in the winter, there's snowmobile trails in that area?
Yep, there's a snowmobile trail that runs through it.
And what town is it located near?
Well, it's located, I guess, in the town of Roxbury for the most part. I mean, there's a lot of different sections of it, but the biggest city would be Sauk City or Prairie du Sac.
Sauk City or Prairie
And
du
this search
Sac.
took place on July 14th?
You guys have some
Yes.
funny fucking mind.
I'm going to have you look over. There's a large photograph there. Is that part of the area that you searched?
Oh, thank
Yes.
fuck. Third time lucky. Stupid.
So we're going to do this a little bit differently today. In order for the jury to see more detail on the photos, we're actually going to hand everyone out a copy. I will go over the exhibits though first, and I'm going to present one of these pamphlets to you to make sure that the exhibits are what is in this booklet.
Okay.
Is that fair?
Yes.
I'm going to present you with exhibits 125 through 131. Just as a group in one sentence, not individually, how would you describe exhibits 125 through 131? You can look through them. That's perfectly fine.
Right.
You
Done.
want me to just describe it as a group as to just
Yep. What are those photos of?
This is just a representation of the area that we searched as well as what we found.
And that on the July 14th, 2021 search.
Correct.
And do those appear to be true and accurate photos of that what you saw that day?
Yes.
Okay. At this time, I would move exhibit 125 through, you got these all out of order for me, 131.
No objection.
Okay,
They are received in
now-
text.
I'll let you know what I am.
Order. Okay. Now what I need you to do is, I'm giving you one of these booklets. I want you to just compare and make sure that the 125 here is what is 125 in the booklet.
To the best of my knowledge, it is, yes.
Okay, and let's continue on.
Same thing for 126. 127 looks to be correct. 128 looks to be correct. 129 looks to be correct. 130 looks to be correct. And 131 looks to be correct.
Okay. At this time, Your Honor, I would ask to
Sneeze weed.
distribute booklets containing exhibits 125 through 131 to each member of the jury.
Folks, we are
Has it got eyes? Is it looking at you? Oh my God, Jody. Go to bed. It's the worst joke ever.
doing this, or I should say the state is doing this in a slightly different procedure than other exhibits. And obviously, as you may gather, similarly to the presentation yesterday, I think the state intends to demonstrate a step-by-step look of the discovery, culminating in what was discovered, which of course becomes the most or more sensitive or disturbing of the photos. You'll have these in front of you instead of on the screen. The same admonition that I gave yesterday applies today. You have to be able to have said you saw it. But whether you
I think I need a couple of
close the
toothpicks.
booklet, look at the picture, examine, that's solely up to your discretion as a juror. I will only say this, don't turn ahead. And if you are
Come
going to
on.
engage in
Not one comment. Not one. It's a little bit funny. No. Oh, excuse me. Does it have eyes?
closing of the booklet and then reopening to the next page, just make sure your hand stays in the proper place so that you know that I have to turn one more page and that you're not stumbling or going ahead. Because I believe the state does want to present these to you in the order prepared in the booklet. You won't be keeping the booklets. They'll be returned when we're finished with this exhibit, but we're anticipating that this is an alternate method of showing things to you that we're going to attempt at this time. Go right ahead.
Should allow for more detailed observation. The exhibit number is in the lower right-hand corner. If you would take one and pass them on.
And whoop. Yay. Yay. Oh, I didn't see him. Are you for real?
You're ready, counsel. Or did you want, were you going to take, oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
If I look up, I'll actually see that we're still distributing. Thanks.
Go
right ahead.
All right. Warden, I would ask that you look at exhibit 125.
No more blowjobs for
Could
you,
explain to the
Tricia.
jury
You
what
get that?
picture 125 is of.
The picture 125 is an
Out of
aerial
the
photo of, on the center of it, you can see where the body parts are located that myself and Kevin Gruber, who were part of the search party, what we located. The larger group of it, there's still a piece of, another piece of human remains that were found that would be, if you're looking at the picture, if you look above it, you see a gap, it would be to the right of that, somewhere in that area. But this is the largest grouping, that red spot that you see.
And at this point, what did you think that red area was? Did you know when you first began?
Yes, when I approached it, I saw toes and a foot and part of a leg and so on. So I knew I had found human remains at that point.
Let's turn the page to exhibit 126. Could you please describe for the jury what 126 displays?
Same thing as I had described before.
So again, the search area.
Correct. The search area, what we had located, and maybe a little bit of better definition, a different angle for sure. And then obviously just a little bit shortly after we had located the parts.
And let's flip the page to page 127. What area in exhibit 127 is the remains, or how would you describe it?
Where you see the person wearing blue at the bottom of the photograph, kind of towards the center of it. If you go up on the page, you see a green tree, and then above that, you see, I'd say it looks red in the photograph. You can see an outline, or you can see a human leg in there.
And let's flip to page 128. How would you describe exhibit 128?
What I had found for human remains.
Okay, just a closer up view.
Correct.
And at this point, did you think it was one leg, two legs, or something else?
I didn't stick around long enough to figure it out
Sure. And why was that?
because it's gross.
Fair enough. You called the medical examiner.
Correct.
and
I
others.
notified the sheriff's office what I had located, and it's theirs to take over from that point.
Sure. Exhibit 129, is that just a further zoomed in view?
Correct.
Turning to exhibit 130, is that the general area of the location?
Yeah, it looks to be, a lot of the riverway down there looks very similar to that, but you can see kind of out in the waterway, you can see that piece of sand out there. That's very consistent with that portion of the riverway. There's an island out there.
All right. And then flipping finally to exhibit 131. We have a picture of a singular tree.
Mhm.
Now in the background of exhibit 131, there's a white tent. What is the white tent?
The white tent is where the human remains were located.
Okay. And now I'm going to, at some point during this investigation where you showed pictures of a young man hanging from a tree.
I at least remember him being next to the tree, I think with his foot up next to it, yes.
Okay. Fair enough. I'm going to show you what we've previously seen as exhibits 123 and 124. Are one or both of those the pictures that you were shown in the course of this investigation of this tree?
Picture 123 is, yes. I do not recall 124.
Okay, fair enough. So picture 123, the one leg up. And in looking around that area, did you recognize this location?
Yeah, it appeared to be closer to the river from where we had been located at, where we had found the human remains.
Okay. And you found a tree that at least looked consistent with the tree pictured in exhibit 123?
Yes, I was a forestry major at UW Stevens Point, so I've been around trees a little bit, and I was able to look at the photograph and figure out it was an elm tree, or at least appeared to be an elm tree. And then there's a dot or a knob on the bottom of the tree that's very consistent with
Knob.
the photograph that you just showed me there.
Okay. Warden, I just have one or two basic questions about, that white tent area, the place where the human remains were found, how far away is it from that tree? Roughly.
Roughly, I'd say approximately 100, maybe 120 yards.
Does the DNR have a dive team?
No,
Does the DNR ever have civilians participate in searches in the water and in a diving capacity?
I don't know.
No further questions.
Cross-examination?
Good afternoon, Warden. I heard you use the word consistent when describing the tree in the photograph with the man and the tree that you found on the banks of the Wisconsin River. Is that right?
Yes,
So it's fair to assume that your testimony isn't that it is absolutely the same tree. Your testimony is that it's consistent,
it looks to be the same tree to me.
but you use the word consistent, correct?
If that's what you're saying, then I probably did, yes.
You don't know for certain that that's the same tree.
I can't say for certain that's the same tree, but it looks to me like it is the same tree.
Now can you say that that photograph was taken very close in time to when you saw the tree?
Which photograph are you talking
The
about?
photograph of the young man that you compared to the trees in the area.
I don't know when that photograph was taken. I think I had been told maybe it was like a year before, but I don't recall for sure.
So your information as to when that photograph was taken comes from what you were told, not in your tree analysis skills, correct?
Can you repeat that question, please?
Sure. The tree that you found that's consistent to the tree in the photograph. You don't know whether that photograph was taken the same year as you found that tree or a different year that you found the tree based on what you were able to observe on the tree that you found, correct?
Correct. Their trees don't have dates on them. I would not be able to see exactly when the picture was to everything else. So yeah, no.
Thank you.
Any redirect?
No, Your Honor.
May this witness be excused and released?
He may. And would you like me to collect the exhibits?
Should
I collect the exhibits?
I think we should. Yes, go ahead, counsel. If you can pass the booklets back down, counsel will collect those. Yeah, we'll keep them there for now. We won't get them confused with exhibits for the moment.
All right, the state calls Kevin Gruber to the stand.
Good afternoon, sir. If you're able to do so safely and responsibly, preferably we could testify without our mask if you were comfortable with that.
Sure.
Thank you so much. Go right ahead.
Good afternoon. Could you please state your name and spell both your first and last name for the record?
Kevin Gruber, Kevin Gruber.
Goober.
How are you employed?
I work full-time for the city of Middleton as a paramedic, and I work part-time for the Dane County Sheriff's Office tactical response team as a medic for them.
Okay. And were you working in your capacity as part of the tactical response team as a medic on July 14th of 2021?
Yes, I believe that's the date.
And on that day, did you participate in a search near the Roxbury area?
Yes.
How would you describe that search? How many coworkers were out there and what were you guys tasked with?
So the entire team was tasked that day with a search of that wooded area. There's roughly 30 people on our team with the other medics and the rest of the sheriff's deputies. And that morning there were some additional personnel too. I don't know if there were other sheriff's deputies from other counties, but there was some DNR wardens there as well to help with that search.
And I mean, how did this search occur? Did you guys walk arm in arm, spread out, something different?
So in the morning, everybody that was involved that day kind of gathered in that area, and then we were briefed on what we were going to be doing that day, and they kind of instructed us to break down into some smaller groups or teams, and then methodically search this wooded area that they wanted us to look for any sort of evidence that could pertain to this case.
And you described it as a wooded area.
Oh, okay. I just, ooh, oh dear. I thought I would look up see if I could find the actual crime scene photos that they were using on here. Oh my fucking God. It's taken me to a site called Real Crime Scene Photos, and fuck me, yeah, they are. Yes. Holy crap. Oh. All right. Hope no one looks up my internet search.
Yeah, there's lots of trees. It's right off of the Wisconsin River, so there's plenty of water.
You want the
too,
link?
Little pockets of ponds and stuff like that.
It's really
the
bad.
grass was
Like
really
they're
too long
real.
that day, but plenty wooded, yes.
I'm about to approach you and I'm going to show you exhibits 132 through 138.
Have you been on that site? Because I just clicked on a link and it took me there, and I'm just like, ooh, you want to see? Drop the link. All right, yeah, that's it. And then I think I have to go back in there and copy paste it. Copy. Actually, it might be better if I put it in Discord just in case. What do you reckon? Do I put it in Discord or it'll be all right on here? Like it's not. Oh, you reckon? It's not like it. It's like a regular site. It just says real crime scene photos type of thing. All right, I'll put it on Discord. Okay.
because these are kind of detailed photos, we're going to end up giving the jury these little booklets. So I'm not only going to ask you to describe the photos, I'm going to ask you to tell me whether or not the photos in these booklets are the same as these photos. So if you just want to look briefly and maybe give one sentence as a group as to what 132 through 138 describe.
The fuck?
So there are photos of what we found that day when we were doing our woods searching.
Okay, and do they appear to be true and accurate depictions of what you observed that day?
That is what I observed that day, yes.
I would move exhibits 132 through 138 into evidence at this time.
The fuck?
No objection.
They are received.
All right, now I will move the pictures, but I'd like you to compare the picture. Is 132 that I'm showing you the same as 132 in the booklet?
It is.
And I have them backwards. 133, the same?
It is.
134,
Yes.
135,
Yes.
All right.
136,
There you go. Link dropped.
137,
Yes.
and finally 138.
Hey, Jesse.
All right, so I will
Well,
have these, and I will pass out exhibits for the jury.
you said, I'm coming in drop by to say hi to Jody in the Mods. So, hi. I think this has only got 5 minutes to it anyway. Yep.
Council has one. I'll give one to the judge.
Naturally, folks, the same
And we
advisement
will
and
do
admonition
half here, and
applies
I'll
to
start
these
half in the
exhibits.
back up here.
Hey, Kathy is worth her weight in gold. She organized a video for us on Discord. It was awesome. And then I went to the toilet and went to get in my pajamas and came back and everyone was gone. No.
Everybody get one? All right. So, Mr. Gruber, could you please describe exhibit 132 to the jury?
This is
No.
a picture of the grassy wooded area.
I was
the
doing
area that
it.
we were searching that day along the Wisconsin River.
And why don't we move on to exhibit 133? What are we looking at here?
This looks like the area where we found the stuff in the pictures. It's maybe like the first part of where we initially found the stuff in the pictures.
And did you first see that what you found, smell it, or something else?
My first indication in the area was the smell.
Let's turn to exhibit 134. How would you describe exhibit 134?
This is just a kind of a different view of, there was almost a little separation between the two different places where we found the stuff that we were looking for.
All right. Exhibit 135.
So this is a closer up picture of the first item that we found that was in that area that day.
Okay. And turn the page to 136.
And this is a close-up picture of the kind of the second items that we found that day searching that wooded area.
And what was the distance, if any, between exhibits, between what you found in exhibit 135 and exhibit 136?
A rough estimate of maybe 30 yards.
All right, let's turn to 137. Is that the same thing that we were looking at in exhibit 135?
Correct.
And again, 138, just a different view.
Correct.
What did you do once you and your team had found these parts?
So we were, as we're searching the wooded areas, we're spread out to cover more ground, but, within sight of each other and making sure that we're, doing the methodical search. Once we encountered these and decided that it was not, that it was maybe something of interest, then I immediately called our team commander and alerted him that there was something here that the detective should probably come take a look at. So then we kind of just stopped so we didn't disturb the area anymore and had more people come down to take over.
And were you part of the team that marked the area with flags or no?
I don't remember whose idea that was, but there was kind of this path along the wooded area that was easier to get in and out of instead of walking around. So we did kind of, a couple of us put some flags in to mark an area that we all came in at the same point.
And is that an attempt to disrupt the scene as little as possible?
That was our thoughts, yeah.
And how would you describe what you found?
Initially, there was, the smell of it. And then as we got closer, we'll use picture 137. That morning when we were told to go search, we weren't given specifics as to what we were searching for, just anything of interest. It being a wooded area, it was not immediately apparent what that would have been, a smaller piece. So that's when another member that was out searching kind of went closer. And at first we couldn't quite determine what that piece was because it was separated from the picture in, it was like 30 yards, I said, from 136. We didn't see that first. We saw first in the 137. So it wasn't immediately apparent what it was until we found the other piece that was more apparent as to what that would be.
And what do you believe it was?
Body parts. Looks like a foot and a leg.
Okay. No further questions.
Cross-examination.
No, thank you, Your Honor.
May this witness be excused and released from his subpoena?
Yes and yes.
Thank you so much, sir. I'll take the exhibits.
Thank you.
And we'll collect the booklets at this time, folks.
State's final witness for today is Deputy Jim Plenty.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah. No, I'm struggling. I will tell you, I'm struggling.
Good morning, sir. If you're able to reasonably, if you're able to safely and responsibly testify without a mask, that would be our preference.
That's how much I love you.
Comfortable doing so. Thank you.
And Deputy, this is the first time you're testifying in this trial, right?
I'm delirious.
But not the last.
Correct.
Okay, so I would ask you to state both your first and last name for the record and spell both.
James
Yeah.
Plenty, James, Plenty, Plenty.
How were you employed?
Employed with the Dane County Sheriff's Office as a deputy sheriff.
And were you employed as such on July 14th of 2021?
Correct.
Have a quick read in the description box, Cathy. It's a good overview, but yeah, it's basically a 23-year-old entitled little brat basically made up a job and his education and a medical condition, and yeah, was living a lie basically, and his parents were just about to find out, and so he took care of it pretty much. In a nutshell.
On that day, were you assigned to a search or to assist with a search in the Roxbury area in Dane County?
Correct.
And at some point, some body parts are found. Is that fair?
Yes.
Okay. How would you describe what was found?
On this DNR property.
Exercise is bad for you, okay?
It was discovered that there was, in one location, 3 items that were all in the exact same location, probably touching.
Does anyone have any requests for the next one? Any suggestions? Pop them in chat.
Each other. One appeared to be a right leg from the foot all the way up to near where the hip socket would be on that leg. The other 2, one was a left foot.
I did find some Chandler.
Severed just above the ankle. And the other item, I wasn't able to identify what it was, but later was identified as being the upper thigh.
And were you part of the process of collecting these remains that were found on that DNR land?
I was present and I had taken photo documentation of those items as that happened.
Can you describe the process? How were they collected?
The medical examiner's office had completed the collection of them. It was an individual from the ME's office, an investigator, along with Dr. Rogalska, that had done the collection. The items were collected and placed into a body bag and then sealed.
Okay. And then somebody from your department remained with those remains until they were arrived at the ME's office?
I had stayed on scene to continue to document, so
fair
I
enough.
wasn't part of that.
But
so.
generally, that's the practice, is that somebody from your department maintains and goes to the ME's office.
I'm not sure if we would do that all the time.
Okay,
Yeah.
right.
But it would be sealed, and the ME's office would have custody of remains from any type of scene.
Absolutely, along with the crime scene unit that would have gone and documented the
Sure.
scene. And you were part of that crime scene unit of taking photos in this case.
Correct.
Nothing further.
Cross-examination.
No, thank you.
May this witness be excused.
Anyone want to graphic content warning? It's no worse than the one we saw yesterday, but if you don't want to have a look at crime scene photos, look away. Right now. Okay. That was one. I'm not really sure what that is. I don't really know what this is either, but it looked interesting. And this one was the different angle from what we saw yesterday. I can't understand why you would keep the pants at the belt on. And then there was this one. That's apparently part of the skull, I think. And then there was the luminol. That's all I could find. For Chandler, anyway. Right. Oop, get off. Ooh. And back up there. Thank you. And I think we're done. Actually.
Yes, I understand you. Can I let him go? Pardon? I understand you.
Yeah, probably.
But you're excused for today. Thank you very much.
But he'll look at his mother-in-law's boobies. Okay. Well, yeah. That would have to be a completely separate stream.
Attorney Raymond mentioned final witness, and I'm not going to make her a liar to you. We're going to have one more piece of information or evidence submitted to you at this time. And again, it is through stipulation of the parties. As I told you a day or two ago, when the attorneys and or defendant agree to certain facts and stipulate to the same, these are provided to you, and you must take these as being true. So in this case, the district attorney and defendant's attorney have stipulated to the following.
I can set up like a private StreamYard thing and then send invites out to only the people that want to see can join. But it'd have to be completely separate to YouTube, this one. They'll be shut down.
The human remains consisting of the torso.
We can stream it on I can share screen on Discord. There you go. How's that?
Located at the Earlywine Road property on July 8, 2021, is Bart Halderson. The DNA sample taken from the torso by the Dane County Medical Examiner and transported to the Wisconsin State Crime Laboratory, labeled as item B,
might
is
do
a
that
true
tomorrow.
and accurate standard of Bart Halderson's blood and DNA. Item 3. The human remains consisting of 2 female legs located on the town of Roxbury, Wisconsin River property on July 14, 2021, is Krista Halderson. The DNA sample taken from the legs by the Dane County Medical Examiner and transported to the Wisconsin State Crime Lab, labeled as item K1, small letter A.
Yeah, this happened in the incident was 2022 and this trial was 23, I think. Yeah. It's not current, like it's, yeah, during COVID. If you've got the link to it and stuff, we should organize another movie night and yeah, pop it in the members suggestion channel in Discord, and then we'll set up a movie night tomorrow night. What do you reckon? Oh, is anyone busy on a Saturday? Saturday Eve? Or Saturday morning for you?
Well, as the toothbrush head labeled as item 1, capital letter I-1, are true and accurate standards of Krista Halderson's DNA. Ladies and gentlemen, at this point in time,
what about
we are going
Sunday
to be,
night?
Adjourning for the weekend. I come from a fairly large family, and we always do our Christmas celebration the weekend or two after Christmas,
All
so
right.
nobody has
Thanks,
to.
Judge. I think we're done. We done? Yeah, we're done. Ooh, gee, I don't like the big one of me. Just nasty. That's even nastier. But look at the pretty heart in the background. There you go. Don't focus on me. Oh dear. Ah, crap, yes. I'm a hella cleaner on Saturday, but can probably listen. It's a visual one. I work nights Wednesday through Sunday. Or maybe we could do if I did it Sunday morning, what would that be? So it'll be a Saturday morning stream if I did it tomorrow night, my time. Like this time tomorrow. Who's free this time tomorrow? Everybody's free. Say aye. Aye. And you can go. Move from there. You can go. You can go. And you can go. No, Saturday morning. So like this from what, 10 a.m. Saturday? All right. All right. I will you don't need a Discord link, do you? Like, I'll just set it up and share it. Yay! All right. I'll do it tomorrow night. My time. Tomorrow morning your time. Sold. Done. Ow. All right. I'm going to go get my ugly sleep and try and clear up this infection. Well, I was going to suggest we share screen the crime scene photos if you want, or the whatever you'd have suggested, whatever that was. We can watch whatever. I don't give a shit. Don't give a flying flock. All right. So I won't do a thumbnail or a link on YouTube. It'll just be the Discord. Alrighty. Everyone's got the link to Discord. Is that right? Oh, gore porn. Yeah. No. What is it? Kinky's using the feather, perverted's using the whole chook. I'm sure we can even do Talladega Nights. Whatever. Have a laugh. Something funny. Cool. All right, my lovelies. Thank you once again. Sorry I had the giggles. And I need some painkillers and a warm blanket, and I'll be all good. All right, hasta la vista, bitches. Peace out. Bye. Bye.
Hey there, thanks for stopping in. We hope you will join us again. We all look forward to next time. We get to talk about true crime. Clues. Justice served in an honest fight. True crime tales till the verdict's right. Solving more than just trivial quests, where sentences rule and the defense rests. Our true crime family is great. All types of topics we debate. Smash that like and ring that bell. Hit subscribe, you might as well.